Hey guys, what's up? This is Gabriel Zslash Remain, and I'm here with Carlos in the other room, and you other guys with me on this eve of Christmas. We're celebrating episode 59 of the Arsenal podcast. We're making a compilation of our greatest winners and losers.
And the greatest winner is glorious North Korea and Kim Jong-un. All hail the great uniter.
Wait a minute, it's the eve of Christmas?
God,
I heard what you just did there. I heard that.
So in anticipation of glorious Kim Jong-un's victory over Sony,
God.
let's all introduce ourselves. So first off is here my friend Carlos Abdu.
Fucking shit. We were supposed to do this in the same goddamn computer, but external mics problem, man. True lesson. Never actually use an actual microphone to record a podcast. Now, the more you learn.
How about this?
Next up,
actually be tech savvy to do it.
And next up is Liz from Brooklyn, our anime lady who's obsessed with Sailor Moon. Liz?
I'm not obsessed. That's insulting.
Whatever you say, Sailor Mars.
Whatever.
How you doing, LizLiz?
Well.
We have the captain of our ship, Shadow Haxer, Keith.
Not here.
Captain?
Not here. I'm being DDoSed at the moment.
And here we have the great navigator of our ship, Quentin Bowman.
My soul feels like it just got ripped out. That was the worst intro I've ever heard. Really?
I tried.
Really?
I tried.
Okay.
You've led us over troubled waters, Clint. I'm trying.
No! Let's go! Let's go.
Okay, hold on. Let's rewind. I'll give it then. And yo, here's my homie, my pal, my number one navigator.
No. Just go. You were ready. No, just go.
It's over.
It's done.
It's over.
Keep it.
And here we have Will Shadows.
Amiibos everywhere, and I just learned a life lesson. Dallas BBQ equals heart attack.
Yo,
No, it
time out.
doesn't.
Whoa. You went to the BBQs on Flatbush and Nordstrom, didn't you?
Actually the one by J Street.
Oh, you went to the really shitty one. That's your fault.
Why?
Whoa. Hey guys, this is the OuterHaven. We're not Yelp. We're not making this happen.
We're not Yelp.
We're not Yelp. And here, last but not least, I have Bwizzy.
What's happening, folks? Loving this California weather and Christmas. Dude, it was 92 degrees on Christmas, and I went to the beach.
You know what, Brandon?
I want to stab you right now.
You know what? I'm going to say something, Brandon. That's good, but I was kind of surprised because it was like 60 degrees.
Yo,
Not feel like summer. Did not feel winter at all.
It was like 60 degrees over here, my dude. Like I was sweating in my.
It's like, what the hell is going on? This does not feel like Christmas.
It was so many thongs out there. It was crazy.
Yo,
All right, Cisco.
Anyway, guys.
But hold on, real quick. Where in Cali you at, though?
San Diego.
Yo, San Diego.
San Diego's
Yo,
nice.
get hype, son.
Damn.
That San Diego fighting game community. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, it's
That's not the
big
NorCal.
out here. Big out here. I know. Was it a couple of guys was telling me about it before I moved out here from Maryland. They was telling me about the fighting game community and, well, of course, going to the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yo, do that, son. You should do that. All right, yo. Let's kick it back to Zslash to introduce us to the first topic, which is a big topic that just recently happened.
Okay, so I'm
boy.
sure all of you guys had a very Merry Christmas, but many millions of people, myself included, had a bit of a Grinch attack in the form of DDoSing, the massive DDoSing of the two major console networks of PSN and Xbox Live by the group known as Lizard Squad.
You're a mean one, Lizard Squad.
You know what? I'm going to say I was not affected, so I didn't.
Okay.
If you don't mind if I take over that one, because I spent the better part of 48 hours following the events of what was going on.
Knock yourself out.
So Clint, please tell the people about the bit of the history of the group Lizard Squad.
Lizard Squad was responsible for several attacks in the last.
That'd be a perfect name for a show.
Perfect name for the show, Lizard Squad.
Lizard Squad, talking your packs, going against the Sony cocks.
What?
Yeah, like that.
Sounds like a porno character name.
Asia Squad.
All right,
You want to
continue.
see my
Anyways,
visit?
I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna completely ignore that and just continue.
Yeah, continue. Monkey.
Continue.
Pretty much, Liz Squad was their self-proclaimed hacktivist group, very active in the last few months. I'm responsible for attacking Blizzard and Sony previously.
Yeah, didn't they also take down the League of Legends by DDoS, the League of Legends service by DDoSing as well?
No, they did not.
Oh.
No, they did not. They were responsible mostly for the initial Sony hack in the autumn, as well as the Blizzard DDoSing. They had planned out. They also attacked Sony. They also attacked Sony around Thanksgiving, around Black Friday weekend, and announced that they were going to do this to Xbox Live and PlayStation Network, starting a bit of a feud between the French Squad in Netherlands and them. There's a whole bunch of things.
So there are other rival groups that compete, that vie with them for attention for taking out these networks.
Well, no, Fire Squad wanted to stop them.
Okay.
Pretty much here's the timeline. If I have this correctly, if you go into the OuterHaven.net, if you go to OuterHaven.net, check out my first story. It is the fourth one on. If you're listening within the next few days, it's the fourth one on the grid at the top.
What's the headline of the story?
The headline says Xbox Live and PlayStation Network users sign in offline. It has an update tag with the DDoS attacks have stopped. Pretty much the outline from about 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Christmas Day. On Christmas Day, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 were both offline, and PlayStation Network was offline. PlayStation Network was previously offline on Christmas Eve for a little bit, but not really too much. Both were offline for a while, reporting issues. Xbox Live also was reporting issues with IGN, Maxim, and the MLG TV Xbox One applications.
Like 5 minutes.
No, it's still there's still problems with those apps up to now.
Yeah, PSN's still down.
Yeah,
No,
PSN
PSN is up out here for me. It's on and popping.
Is it
PS3
only
or
down for
PS4?
PS4?
It's only
No,
down on
it's-
PS4 right now, but it's sporadic. It's very
Okay.
it's very intermittent and
agree with
sporadic. So if you got in and you're still on, you're fine.
Okay.
Xbox 360 service came back up and running at 8:27. PlayStation 3 and Vita service came back at 9:20. All services were restored on Xbox One as well as Windows devices at 9:32. But then about an hour later after that, Xbox One users and Windows users started experiencing sign-in issues. So from between 9:30 and 11 o'clock, issues started happening. Pretty much around 9 o'clock, Lizard Squad had confirmed that DDoS attacks on Xbox Live and PSN had stopped. They had a receipt as a result of Mega Limited's Kim.com transferring over about $50,000 worth of free cloud storage.
Are you telling me that he bribed? He pretty
Actually-
much paid into their into the
Actually,
terrorist event.
and let me stop Clinton right there, because on that portion they actually kind of screwed,
Say again?
sold them.
Can you say that one more time?
They sold those vouchers.
Wait,
at
they sold the.
At $15 each. They sold the vouchers at $15 each. So they basically made a profit. They got it for free and they made a profit.
And started DOSing people again.
Yeah, and pretty much tried to attack. They're also Lizard Squad also tried to. They said they're not gonna attack PSN and Xbox Live anymore, but they were going after the Tor browser. And other than that, things started to return to normal. Things started to return to normal on Christmas, on Boxing Day at about 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning for Xbox Live, so everything was back on. PlayStation Network was still kind of down. PlayStation was giving the same kind of, "Hey guys, we're trying to fix it." Then PlayStation Network was back to normal this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, about 3:30. Then it went back down about 11 o'clock for PS4. For PS4 and PS3 and Vita. At about 3:29, Xbox Live had a little bit of trouble with matchmaking for the Xbox One by itself. PlayStation Network for the PS3 and the Vita were online, but offline for the PlayStation 4. And PlayStation Blog pretty much told us about the DDoS that happened on their end.
Right.
So as of right now, Xbox Live status, it's pretty much pretty normal. It's pretty normal, except for I'm looking it up right now. Signing into Xbox Live right now is limited. And for the PlayStation and PlayStation Network status, for the PlayStation Network, I presume that it's offline right now for the PS4 and online for the PS3 and the Vita.
Let me ask for our less tech-savvy audience, what is to stop the now that the culprits have been identified, they self-identify and made a target of themselves. What's to stop any authorities from catching them and?
I mean,
not so much physically catching them, but at least having evidence to link it back to them and convict it from a crime.
The problem is
Keith?
Keith?
Can't hear you.
you guys can hear me?
Yeah,
you're cutting out in and out a little bit. Like,
Okay.
Raise the sensitivity on your mic.
The problem that you're having here is the people that are the litter squad is basically alias. You don't know who they are. You don't know if it's a guy, a girl, a teenager, or a kid. You don't know anything about them. As far as you know, they could be using doxed information, spreading lies on the net. Problem is, until they're actually physically caught, it's hard to identify and hard to trace them back because the nature of the attack was a DDoS or attributed denial of service. So you're actually going to need to know who they are, where they came from, where the attack originated from. And the problem is because Sony and Microsoft did not have the proper implementation in place, didn't have the hardware, didn't have the services to mitigate this DDoS attack, you really don't have much information to go on. Or we do have something, but they're not trying to expose their hand just yet.
I thought that in general, though, the DDoS attack is one of the hardest things to defend against, period. Bottom line, for any kind of service. Because you have to, get more bandwidth than you need, that they're just going to fill with attacks, or just try to filter out certain IPs, and doing that is very difficult without, disrupting your users, which can get pretty hairy for a domestic service.
Well,
another reason it's hard for it to be traced is if they're using offshore or maybe even a web server for redirection. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with that. Redirection
or even a computers taken over by malicious software.
Right. I mean, 1 million people with infested computers wouldn't notice if, let's just say, 10 kilobits of information was going out on their computer if they're infected. So you multiply that 10 kilobits of bandwidth by maybe, let's use an arbitrary number, 200,000. 200,000 people at 20 kilobits of data. That can really screw some stuff up.
Yeah, on top of that, keep in mind, this is 1.2 terabytes. 1.2 terabytes split between both Xbox Live and PSN sent as a denial of service. Lizard Squad, according to an interview with the Daily Dot, which is also linked in my second article about the things going back to normal.
Plug.
Going back to normal, pretty much said that they claim to the Daily Dot that they have, stuff hooked up.
I don't believe that at all. That's
propaganda.
Right, to the underwater cable.
That is, unless you actually have it straight up. Unless you have an inside person doing it, that is damn near impossible because those things are guarded.
No, I know they're guarded. I know the underwater cables are definitely guarded. Like I'm just saying what they claim they said.
Bwizzy, you seem like you want to say something.
I want to say something, but I can't. So I'll just leave it at that.
But I wanted to get back to like you were stating, mitigating the DDoS attack. Now they are hard to mitigate, but they're not impossible to mitigate. Again, the problem is neither Sony nor Microsoft had the precautions in place to take care of that. And there are services, there are hardware that would help you.
What are some of those precautions?
Well, first of all, there's hardware. There's hardware that you can put on the front end of your border router and your network that would help you mitigate those attacks. They will basically look at those IP addresses, what are coming in, and seeing how fast the traffic from those IP addresses are being sent in, how big the packets are, and how rapidly. And those, all right, I'm being told to keep it. I got to dumb it down. Basically, these devices would be able to identify what is coming in and how to take care of that packet, how to take care of that information coming in.
So this is the thing that we should yell to these companies that are taking our money so they can protect ourselves?
Well, here's the thing. Here's a quick example. One of them is made by a company that I use a lot. My company uses them. It's called F5 or Big IP. They have a line of hardware that is pretty damn expensive, but it does what it's supposed to do. We've had clients at our job get DDoS by companies. Anonymous is one such organization that attempted to DDoS the company, and
Yeah, you told me about they tried to DDoS.
It didn't happen because we had to correct things in place.
Yeah, you said you were on a major football team, a major NFL team almost got DDoS.
I'm not going to say who it is, but yeah.
I said a major one. I ain't say who.
Yeah. I can't disclose that information.
Okay.
But yeah.
Did you say a major NFL team? Which one isn't major other than Browns?
I was gonna say a joke, but I'm not going to.
Oh God.
But all seriously, there are ways of taking care of a DDoS attack. Now, I'm going back to what Lizard Squad said, and they're basically saying that Microsoft and Sony are idiots because they're not hiring the competent people to take care of that. That I agree with. These companies are making millions upon millions of dollars, and they can't put this in place. Guys, this is disaster recovery at its simplest. This is something you have to take into account for. You have a major online service, and idiots are going to do this.
That's why Microsoft was able to recover faster than Sony.
I mean, Microsoft recovered in 18 hours.
Yeah.
And even so much so, Microsoft actually didn't even just recover in 18 hours. They really recovered in less than 12.
And here's
It's not even that. And to the uncommon person who's not aware behind the scenes, they got kicked out of Xbox Live only to sign back in 5 minutes later.
And going on top of that, there are companies that don't want to do the dirty work themselves. They don't want to hire the admins. They don't want to hire the network. They don't want to do the implementation and the structure. Fine, I understand that.
But also, guys, there's another thing that also come down the pipe for this just today, where account information for over 13,000 Xbox Live, PSN, and other accounts was released just today by Anonymous.
Someone claiming a group claiming to be with Anonymous.
Yes.
And that's the thing. You got to keep that.
How many groups have done that before?
But also,
Like
you have to also understand the thing about what I'm saying, and where I'm coming out from, is that yes, you're looking at this kind of thing where it's like you can mitigate it. And remember, Brandon did say that Microsoft did recover within 18 hours, and they recovered really fast. Yeah, here's the thing. We're saying that Microsoft doesn't. They probably do have it. Do have these things to mitigate. They are a computer company.
You'd be surprised at the things they've done and they should have. I'll put it that way.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not surprised. Remember, I'm a big computer guy myself. It's just that they probably understand, Microsoft has gotten they've gotten
probably have the capacity.
Guys, I'll put it this way: when you call the Microsoft for technical on one of their bigger products and ask for technical assistance, and they come back and tell you that there's no current fix for this issue, there's an issue there. Just saying.
That sounds more like manufacturing and
most of the time with stuff like that, they won't really put any resources into fixing the issue unless it's hugely pervasive. I mean, like security flaw, exposing all types of stuff. But
But this is like the fourth time this has happened, hasn't it?
No, for Microsoft, no. This actually is very rare for them.
Yeah.
DDoS.
Yeah,
True.
Sony's like one of the weaker ones because it's been taken out at least what? It feels like four times.
It feels like they get taken out almost once a year.
Well, think about it like this. Sony's been taken out has been taken out an average of 3 times. 3 times in the last average of 3 times a year since 2012.
Well, put it this way, guys, and we'll transition to our next one. Put it this way: this is not the last that we'll hear of either Lizard Squad or somebody DDoSing Sony or Microsoft or anybody else. The simplest point is that
the running theme of this podcast is going to be Sony.
Yeah, I mean, the attack itself is simple to implement. It's the resources needed to do these things. So keep a watch out. It's going to happen a lot more in 2015 and beyond until companies realize and get their shit together and hopefully mitigate these things a lot faster. As I was saying earlier, there are services that people will do this for you. There are companies that do nothing but this. So maybe Sony and or Microsoft should hit them up.
Basically, if you're a gigantic corporation, and if you're going to deal exclusively with online stuff, you better invest in some good security. Fuck, even if you have.
It's not just security. I mean, DDoS. There's nothing you can do about that.
Like hell, you're buying a fucking PC. The first thing you gotta do is get a good virus protection, man.
Unless you don't go on the internet. But let's move on.
And,
All right,
and
so
on that,
go
for,
Gabe. Which? Oh wait, say again,
Huh?
Brandon.
I was gonna say for all those people that were upset about the DDoS and everything, listeners and stuff, I got one line for you: take your punk ass outside.
No.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
No.
It's not safe no
Yo.
more, man.
No,
We
no,
can't talk
no.
about this,
Then
Brandon.
we'll lose
It's
our
not safe no
audience.
more.
You live,
It ain't safe no more.
you're in Cali. You're in Cali. You're not.
Oh,
Anyways,
jeez.
so Gabe,
But-
which way you gonna take it? We gonna take it to because we do gotta talk about. We do have to also talk about a certain ending that happened.
Yes.
And I wish Josh
Among
Pietro was on the
many,
podcast. I really freaking
many
do.
others.
I
Yeah,
really wish
we're-
Josh Pietro was on
Okay,
the podcast.
we're
to talk about
shifting.
this.
We're shifting to the animation side.
How
And-
about we shift like to the side of overall everything. 2014.
Whoa,
is
Carlos,
practically-
No,
time
no,
out, time out,
no,
time
no,
out,
it's
Yeah,
time out.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no,
But we're
no,
gonna include
no.
that. We're gonna
Carlos,
include
Carlos,
that
time
ending.
out, time out, time out, time out. I'm sorry, bro. I asked Gabe.
Yeah. Sorry. We had like a lot of endings this year, and we're talking about the ending of Korra. So
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
yeah. So Clinton, how do you feel about it?
Yo, I wish Josh Pietro was on the call right now. I'm telling you because
I'm sorry.
he wrote an article.
All
He
we
wrote an
have is you.
article about the Legend of Korra
Korra
Right,
Asami.
right.
on the OuterHaven.
Yeah.
Yo, suddenly
Eh,
lesbians.
Yo, stop interrupting me, nigga.
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
Right.
they could be just good friends.
Well, technically they're
can
bots.
y'all,
really
can
good
y'all
friends.
stop interrupting me?
Yeah.
Shit.
That's gonna
Okay,
be his,
Clint,
that's
Clint,
gonna be his
please-
catchphrase.
Clint, please tell us a bit about his article.
Pretty much. Josh came up with an overall summary of seasons book 1 through 4 of Legend of Korra. It was really just a summary of the Legend of Korra in general, kind of a review to a degree.
Right.
He basically brought up, me and him was talking while he was writing it up, and me and him were, excuse my language, me and him were talking while he was writing it up, and he came up, he actually straight up hit me up with a Facebook message like, are they teasing a homosexual relationship between Korra and Asami? And I'm like, that can't be right because they haven't done it all of book 4 or even any part of book 3.
Maybe you haven't caught up on it.
And shut up, Carlos. And I'm trying to finish here. Trying to get my thoughts together, sir. I love you. But chill.
Yeah.
So I'm looking. I rewatched 3 and 4 again, and I'm like, I really don't see it. I just see friendship. That's pretty much it.
Well, there is that, but unfortunately, on the
Shut
on
up,
the,
Will.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm just explaining on my side because like my friend is.
I'm not done.
We're just trying to explain. No, go ahead.
It's a lot to explain.
All right, finish up your thoughts first, and then I'll
I love
say
you,
my
but it's
side.
a lot to explain, a lot to get through. Feelings.
Alright.
All
Alright, Navigator,
Now, pretty much, the ending pretty much saw Korra and Asami look at each other in the eye, as they're going into the spirit world, and then hold hands and then walk into the spirit world and have frolically magical fun in the spirit world fields and shit.
Yeah.
But now my biggest beef with it was they're bringing this topic up. And it's not just my beef. It's a lot of other people's beef. Even fans of the show that I know have a beef with this. The writing was poorly done.
Yeah.
They
That's not
don't
good.
build up.
Granted.
Partly because there was no true build up to it. There wasn't really like the build up was too ambiguous.
Also,
Well,
like for me, I felt that they were like Asami's arc was pretty much all internally about her and her father, and then there's this, and then it's over.
Because Asami wasn't really a complete character. Like, people don't realize this. And even so much so, Brian Konietzko confirmed this. Asami was not a complete character. Because Asami was supposed to be an antagonist. Like, and that's the thing. She was supposed to be completely a spy for her father.
For her father, yeah.
Yeah, like, she was not a complete character. So, what irked me more when I actually found out that she wasn't a complete character. You know what I mean?
What? Oh, you mean like we don't know how to make her more of a person to give
It's
her
more
depth?
like they didn't really plan her out beyond the first season.
No,
And
they
then
didn't.
everything-
And she barely had any lines. The only true interaction that they've had was like 10 minutes of conversation. Barely 10 minutes of conversation and dialogue together. Like, that's it.
Well, like she kind of helps them with like, I'm building this. Bye for 3 episodes, and like in a show like this where things are kind of fast moving.
Yeah. You can't
Nothing.
do that.
Well, yeah. Overall, on the entire series, there's been character development, but they come in like very short bursts.
No,
Because-
but that's the problem that you don't. Like, you can't do that when you're writing.
No,
like,
it
unless
is
it's like-
true.
unless
It is
it's like-
a big, if not the biggest issue with the entire series as compared to its predecessor, The Last Airbender.
Like, keep this in
Right,
mind.
right,
Like, a short burst character development works in a 12-episode anime, or maybe a 26-episode anime.
Well,
That
part of the
works.
well, I thought part
Well,
of the
that
I thought
was
part
the
of the
reason.
I thought part of the trouble with this series is that they didn't Nick buy the
it's-
first season by itself, just by itself, and then for the second and third season they were bought in a package, right?
No. It started at Korra was eventually going to be a miniseries.
It was supposed to be a 12-episode anime.
It was a
originally.
12-episode anime, and then they realized, oh, it's the Last Airbender. This shit sold us millions. Yeah, go ahead, do season 2 and 3, and then season 2 happened, and they lost a lot
keep
of.
in mind, Nickelodeon was like, really, like they made like the company that did Korra made the decision, was like, really, like it was like they said, oh, we're gonna expand it, and Nickelodeon was like, really, like it was like no warning to it whatsoever.
That depends on the narrative that you're listening to.
Yeah,
You
I thought
thinking-
I thought part of the thing was that the
Nickelodeon
the
asked for the
executive-
extension.
No,
yeah,
I know
the-
Nickelodeon.
also the
that's
executives
one
wanted to
part of
change
the narrative.
wanted
That's
to
one part of
change
narrative.
the what is it, the feel of the network, and like Core didn't feel like it was part of the lineup, so they tried to kind of kill it.
They have been trying. Actually, they
Because-
have been trying to kill Avatar since the last season. Where they fight with the fight with Ozai, because they realized, yeah, this is not a kid show anymore. We are not
No.
going to make that little kids money anymore.
No, they're not. I mean, let's be honest. Like, again, if you're not SpongeBob, the Fairly Odd Parents, I can't even say Sam and Cat anymore because Ariana Grande is
No,
a bitch. I mean-
there's an actual term for those kind of shows. It's called Dan Browning. It's practically any show made by that same fat ass producer since fucking
Talking
Kenan and Kel.
about Dan Schneider, who created all that, and Kenan and Kel, two of the most successful shows on Nickelodeon, right?
He has practically ruled that network since the
Because
90s.
you know what? He makes quality shows. I'm gonna be real honest with you, son. Like, I hated iCarly. iCarly was a good show. Drake and Josh was a really good show. It was a poor man's Kenan and Kel, but it worked. Like, Kenan and Kel worked. All that worked. Nick Cannon show worked. Amanda Bynes show worked. Like,
But then that just doesn't give any priority or any room to expand beyond those kind of things. He has so much power within the system. It's
because
basically
you know what?
Dan and
It's a
Sponge.
whole. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah,
Kind of
that's
thing
true.
with the kind of
Yeah,
with
there's that
Viacom.
argument. Yes, there's that
You know,
argument.
like they tried so many other things. Taina was a really good show on T-Nick, as told by Ginger. Shows like that did
Yeah.
not last because let's be honest, the audience did not give a shit. Like the audience, we know the Nickelodeon audience, which is pretty much either kids or fans of the '90s Nickelodeon who can sit back and watch like shows like Drake and Josh and iCarly and shit like that and be like, oh shit, it reminds me of this and it reminds me of that and it reminds me of this and it reminds me of that. Like, Sam and Cat, the show that came out and it had to get canceled because let's be real, Ariana Grande was a total bitch the whole time. Like, that show was really good, and I'm like, I was shocked that I was watching it. And it was really well written. Like, very well written. It worked. Avatar, like the Last Airbender, I didn't like the show at first because it felt too animated to me. But then after when I sat and watched it by myself, it was like, yo, this isn't even anime at all. Whoa, time out.
It has become its own specific
It's become its own
genre.
monster.
Yeah.
But the problem is now it's going to be like almost last of its kind, because one, it was a unique mixture between American, Korean, Japanese studios.
Yeah.
And also this was
I mean, technically, this was a Rough Draft Studios animation, so pretty much, and Rough Draft Studios is the same animation company responsible for The Simpsons and
Boondocks.
Family Guy and Boondocks.
Right.
So, this Korean animation company is responsible for so much of American cartoons. Can you really even call them American cartoons at this point?
Yeah,
When they're really Korean cartoons?
That's
To a degree,
true.
because it's a
But
Korean studio?
that's true of pretty much everything that's made right now because that's where the cheapest stuff is. So
No, true.
However,
So-
they never
Alright.
had so much influence in the cartoons.
Right, so-
they always have to do like based on this style, based on this pacing, based on the storyline
so
or Western
going
directions.
going back into the Legend of Korra, it was very, like, the first season was good, but it was very poorly paced.
It was okay.
I felt that it was very badly paced. I mean, me coming from shows like Power Rangers and shit like that, where I'm used to the bullshit, where I'm used to the bullshit, I couldn't get used to the bullshit with Korra because I'm like,
Hey,
there's
Shadows.
so much.
Shadows, what is your opinion of the first season?
I mean, I haven't actually saw since the first episode. I mean, I did manage to get into like somewhere like the third episode after when they did the pro bending. I mean, for the most part, the one thing I gotta give props to, love you, Steve Bloom. Yeah, you made a great villain. I mean, for the most part, it was decent. If you ask me, the first thing was decent.
Adding
like
that to
my
Will, they
but like I
said
was saying-
that Amon was actually the best villain out of the entire series.
Yeah,
And-
I mean,
I gotta say, yeah.
Amon was the best. Amon was the best written villain of the entire season. It was a purely right. Amon
Actually,
was purely
actually
good
for
at
me,
a writing
for-
standpoint.
For me, it's kind of neck and neck between Amon, between his stated goals and his stuff within the world,
Yeah.
and Zahir with his.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Because
thought Zahir was better.
Because philosophically, like I understood. I feel like I understood Zahir more philosophically.
yes.
Not to
yes,
mention, he
didn't-
was
yes,
very
yes.
charismatic.
You did,
Yes.
yeah. I didn't understand his history so much, but there was a lot that was implied between him, his team, his love of the combustion woman. But yeah, like those two characters pretty much were on the top.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the great thing,
I also
about
I also wish Kuvira had more. I wish Kuvira had more. Had a bit more characterization.
more development, right?
Because
true,
there is something worth being said where pretty much like she's just like a lowly general, and then like her country gets thrown into chaos, and she's able to pretty much become a leader who's able to rule through an iron fist through that chaos.
So
That's
Cow
happened
Cow
in-
Cow.
and this
That's
season too, right?
That's happened in history. That's how like Napoleon got to be a general at like 21 because of the chaos
Yeah.
that was happening in his country.
Right.
Like
right.
the same thing with Stalin and various other dictators, where like pretty much they come into the scene, and because they have so much confidence and they're able to execute plans confidently, they're able to exceed much more power than they deserve, and and eventually the power corrupts them. With Kuvira, like they had a chance to show a bit of that because she was just a lowly soldier and then she left. But
Yeah,
they didn't.
and
Really,
the time
they didn't,
was
they
Right,
didn't, they didn't show
right.
the bridge. They didn't show the bridge, and like that weekend.
No,
Right.
but that's also a big problem. Like where it feels like the writers were phoning it completely in the whole time. Like,
I think
I
perhaps
felt there
they
was a
did.
lot of phoning in. They
Perhaps they
phoned it
did
in.
because they knew they were about to end, and they were, you know what, the network doesn't want to fuck with us anymore. Screw it, just phone it in,
And-
catch our cat.
But
Yeah,
you know what?
that's-
But let's be real. I mean, yo, that's what got. But you see, technically, Family Guy got canceled by Fox. They didn't phone it in, and that's exactly what got the fans kind of wanting Family Guy back.
Hold up, no, that's a bit different in that when Family Guy has a show operates differently from Korra does. Korra needs a show like Korra has a consistent narrative that it has to do from beginning to end. It's done. Family Guy's episodic. Every episode kind of happens in its own universe, and it doesn't really matter what happens else.
I'm talking about. I know, no.
Yo, it
Besides
doesn't-
that semantics,
it's-
besides
you're
that semantics,
comparing
I'm talking about
apples
the
and
general,
oranges.
like, yo,
You're
you know,
comparing apples and oranges.
I think
Alright,
you
so
mean
you know
like
what? Put the gun
standalone
down.
episodes.
Put the gun
I'm trying to think
down.
another
Put the
thought.
gun down. Put the gun down. Just put the gun
No,
down.
shut the fuck up. All right? Put the gun down, really?
Put the gun down. Put the
Yo,
gun down.
really? I'm messing with you, but no, but on the real, okay, you know, I'm wrong. I was trying to think of another show, and Family Guy was the first thing that popped in my head. But I mean,
What
it's
about
either
Justice League?
Again, the first season, again, there was so much character development they could have done. That first season alone could have been expanded into 2 books.
But unfortunately, they didn't plan for 2 books.
No,
That's the
but you could have still expanded that first season and basically like brought it in. Yeah, we're about to,
If
like,
you would have had that expansion, it would have been a Dark Horse comic. Just telling
Okay.
you right there.
yeah, but
Sure,
you know,
sure,
in the
there's
same respect, though, you could have expanded a little bit, like just go back the first half of book 2,
All
and
right.
really just go back in and
Again,
just basically
they were,
explain
they
All
were
right,
things.
doing
so-
this entire series
so
out of
guys,
their pants.
So guys, so I guess we could probably say that a bit of why I guess some people feel like this is bad disconnect between what they showed and what we got in the show in general was because a lot of the show was kind of disconnected because of how it was constructed. Is that something we're willing to say?
No, yeah, it was very disconnected, a disconnected construct. I think Will completely disagrees, but I'm like, me personally, no, you're sitting there sighing like a 5-year-old that ain't get the candy yet.
Yeah,
Well,
like
Come on, Tom, I wanna talk.
Will, from what you told me, you haven't watched much of the show, so I don't know how much I should take your opinion.
I actually saw all 4 seasons now.
Damn,
I've actually
bro,
seen all
gay,
4
really?
seasons.
Sorry.
And here's just my thoughts on my side anyway. I mean, yeah, there is that argument that is that the show, the characterization, yeah, it was definitely a hit or miss. And when you how they lead it up to all these finales, it's definitely broken up. And the time in between seasons, they just more or less drop us off. They just drop us off with no clue, no what the hell is going to be happening besides like this little backstory information, which that really threw me off for the most part. I mean, well, in regard to the whole Asami endings, like I just recently had a friend. I showed him the last episode. He was screaming in happiness because he was a big fan of the Asami shipping. And I'm not sure if you went to the New York Comic Con panel with Korra, but when that one episode they showed at New York City Comic Con, oh man, there was a lot of fans there cheering for it. Oh, Asami! Like a whole.
You know why?
shipping
Because
word.
you know what? I'm sorry. Let's call a spade a spade. Let me explain to you something. Let me explain to you my fucking terror after that fucking show ended. I got gay people and bisexual people telling me that I'm too straight to fucking understand the show. Are you serious? To understand the show? Are you fucking serious?
Tumblr attack.
Like, no, son, I'm sitting out there like, nigga, I watch Power Rangers. I'm used to shitty writing. Like, yo, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you may be used to shitty writing, but check your privilege. It's still straight shitty writing.
I mean, like, I guess part of the thing is that, like, I felt like from what I've heard, that, like, this has been done better even in Adventure Time, where like they have that there. It's there.
Yeah.
And like it's
Adventure
like,
Time is the shit.
but
Yeah,
it's,
well, yeah.
Adventure Time has that kind of stuff there.
What I like
Even though
about
they can't say it outright, but like it's done better in that show.
No, but what I like about Pendleton Ward's shows, like, you know, like stuff stuff inspired by Pendleton Ward, like Bravest Warriors and Being Puppy Cat and shows like that, where the writing and the character development is well done. If you look at Bravest Warriors, the character development between Chris and Beth and all these guys is just well done from the first episode. You start to really understand and know what they do. You know, they develop. You know what? The one thing I'll give the Legend of Korra, the relationship between Mako and
His
Korra,
bro?
very fucking well done.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that
it
is
was.
true.
If
That
you were
is
to
true.
end-
I'll give you that much. Yes.
If you were to end the series with that, somebody made a fan ending based on Korra and Mako, if it ended like that, and I could believe it more. Not because I'm straight, but because character
Chemistry was
development
there. Yeah.
worked.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
The like Bolin. I mean, granted, Bud Bundy still can't get the pussy, but
I don't know. I felt like Bolin more or less kind of stayed the same.
but you know what? There was still a little bit of character development with him.
There's
you started to
always
really-
a little
He
bit
has a
of
sense of-
important.
He has
Uh,
a sense of responsibility. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of grown, I think.
Like,
it's
my
not.
argument-
It's not that. It's not that. It's like I guess
Here's the difference.
his stature has grown because he started from like the lowly comedy relief from the Pro Benders, and then he became
He became
a
soccer
movie
light. Like,
Sakurai. His legend has grown, but he's still practically the same guy.
but here's the thing. Though. You see, the difference between Legend of Korra and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Every character in Avatar: The Last Airbender felt important, no matter who you were. You could be a small character and you were still important.
Like
Legend
Cabbage
of-
Guy. Cabbage Guy saved the world.
Cabbage
Yo.
guy is always the shit.
Exactly. Legend of Korra. Asami didn't even feel important.
Uh,
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Somebody agreed.
Anyway, so let's switch gears. I'll be right
fair
back.
enough,
Liz, did
fair
you want
enough,
to say
fair
something? Liz, do you want to say something?
No.
Okay. All right. So next up, we're gonna
So
talk. We're gonna talk about. We're talking about the interview. Another Sony related.
Really?
Another Sony related thing.
Do we really have to?
Just going on a topic. Just going
Hold
on a
on,
topic
let's
for
do this.
1 second.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Who is that that's going?
That's Shadows.
That's
That's Will.
It's like,
That's his.
yeah, when you talk about the interview, it's like, it's just Kim Jong-il throwing a freaking hissy fit. That's really it.
You know, Brandon, me and you touched on this earlier. The only positive thing that came out of this situation was the fact that they showed that the technology is in place to stream movies that are put in the movie theaters to home. That's it.
I thought we already knew this. Like I didn't.
Yes, but they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to do it, but now they can see that it works. Yeah, sure, it got pirated to hell and back, but it was going to get pirated to hell and back when it was released in theaters anyway. People are still recording off their camcorder, so it doesn't make a difference.
Or ripping stuff straight off the stuff that's sent to the studios because it's still sent as a data file.
This basically shows that, you know, Google Play and Netflix and Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, when it works, everybody else can stream the shit, and you don't have to force to go to the movie theater for $18 a pop on a ticket in your city concession
But-
stands.
But I thought though that like this has been the norm for say various indie movies that have simultaneous releases because they're shown in a very limited amount of theaters to begin with anyway.
Right, but they're not
Right.
not relevant because they're not major publications. They're not major films. That's downfall.
In that case, it's like almost the equivalent of direct to DVD or direct to video. You
Yeah.
know, they're made.
I
but they're
enjoyed
made
it. It was
exclusive.
funny to me.
You
I
liked
enjoyed
it?
It was funny as hell.
Yeah, I
Why?
did enjoy it.
It was stupid funny. You know,
Yeah.
like Austin Powers funny.
Okay.
See, that's probably my disconnect. Is I can't stand stupid movies. I just
Yeah.
can't watch them.
Well, Dumb and Dumber was good. That
And
was
I
stupid
hate
as
it.
hell. Oh well, see,
You talking about the new
Oh boy. Oh man.
Dumb and Dumber was the shit. See,
Are you,
now
talking
that's,
about, are you
that's
talking about are you talking about the new one or like the series in general? I don't know.
Dumb and Dumber 2.
both of them were good. The old one and the new one.
Oh, Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah.
It
So
never.
we'll
honestly-
just agree the kid version never happened, right?
What kid version?
The one where they first met.
No, you didn't hear me. I said what kid
no.
version?
We will not speak of that one. We will not speak of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, it's never really appealed to me. So
Yeah, but the interview was funny as hell. I watched it the day it was released. Funny as hell. You got to be. I mean, me and my brothers, we have a pretty stupid sense of humor for that type of stuff. But yeah, you got to be on a level with that to probably enjoy it. But if you like Keith and you don't like that type of movie, yeah, you're not gonna get into it.
I hate
Yeah.
Seth Rogen.
It's just
Really?
it's just certain
Really?
things.
Hate.
He's funny. He's funny to me
He's not
occasionally.
funny. He can't carry a whole movie.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same kind of toilet style humor, right? Is that kind of a thing? Because like,
Oh, that's satirical.
that's kind of most of his thing, really.
Kind of like slapstick.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
don't agree with Liz. Like, because I tried to watch what is that movie the other day? This is the end, and yeah,
This is the end.
I could not watch that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see that now that is funny as hell too.
Yeah, I have to agree. That was kind of fun. Just for the sheer premise of it. And, you know, it's a meta humor. It's basically the actors playing.
That's the only
themselves.
thing they got me was like, hey, they're actually using actors. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
Well, you know what?
uh-huh.
This is why I kind of agree with Liz and Will about this whole Kim Jong Il and his fit, because ultimately I didn't really give a shit about
Kim Jong Un.
Same shit.
Come that again?
Same
Il-
shit. different-
Ill is his dad. May he rest in
Ooh,
peace with
yeah.
a great leader.
I'm looking like, okay, at one point, Sony got hacked. An entire country just dictated when a movie was not going to be coming out.
But wait
we
a minute,
actually-
wait a minute. I read somewhere that after that hack, somehow North Korea's internet was down as an entire country.
Yo,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
first
yeah,
of
yeah.
all, yeah,
Come
first
on,
of all,
So, I mean,
somebody just
all
pulled the
20
fucking
people-
plug on the
All
end.
20 people in North Korea really need that internet. Come on.
you know,
Successfully hack a company, but then the whole country just drops off the internet.
and
Of
there you go.
course.
And there's part of the conspiracy. Everybody other than the FBI is saying that maybe it wasn't Korea who did it. Because if their internet structure is really garbage, where did they get the capacity to do it?
You do it in China, or you buy groups to do it for you.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Or
Paris.
you,
Hacking is already for sale. This isn't a thing.
Yeah,
We already know
that's
this.
true. We know that, but at the same time, the motive. I mean, why would you do that when you know that somebody's going to retaliate against you, quote
Arrogance.
unquote? If
Uh,
we did or did not do it, we don't know if we did.
you know, for all we know, it could have been American themselves to create a narrative in order to create an excuse to attack North Korea.
Digitally?
Eh?
Sounds about
Seriously?
right.
Come on.
on.
It's been
I
done
mean,
before.
yes, and that's also another thing as well, because like, I mean, if you have followed the stories, like when they first announced that interview was going to be coming over here, after the Sony hack, Kim Jong Il, North Korea announced that if they release the film, they would bomb the theaters, similar to 9/11 style attacks.
Yeah,
hacker
and that
said
right
that.
there.
It's just,
The
what
hacker
is
said that.
9/11
North
a style? It's just regular terrorism. That's the.
Unless you're dropping planes into movie theaters. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of hard. That is kind of hard.
And
Yes,
logistically, like,
and with all that, I mean, like, I just find it very humorous.
Also, secondarily, I would have to say, remember, North Korea does terrorist attacks. against South Korea, not really anywhere else.
What? What?
Yeah.
That's
I-
happened.
You're joking, right?
No, North Korea's done terrorist attacks against South Korea. That's happened. That's happened. There's actually a whole movie about that kind of shit. I actually watched called Silmito.
What was that?
It's
White
really-
House Down, or what was that one? What was the
No,
name
pretty
of it?
much North Korea tried to like have a bunch of their guys send a bunch of the soldiers over the demilitarized zone to try to kill the president in an attack, like in the 50s.
Oh yeah, I remember.
A bunch of those guys got murdered, but like they tried to do that shit.
The other ones went over there and stayed because it was better.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
No, he's not
Serious.
joking.
No. I believe you. I believe you.
But yeah, that's their reach. It's not that big.
I have
Oh,
a
what-
movie about that. It came out in Korea.
Silmito is great. I know, I love it.
What's the name of it? Is that the name of it?
Yeah, Silmito.
It was like brand new, like in these past 2 years.
Last 2 years.
So
We're probably talking about the same movie.
Well, ultimately, whatever the
Korea-
narrative is, I
Sony
don't-
sucks.
Sony sucks, and on the other hand, if nothing bad happens,
Also,
a
also
Seth
second-
Rogen film got taken out of the air. Nothing of importance has been lost.
But
Well,
it
look,
didn't get
listen,
taken off the air. It got more publicity than it needed.
And on top of that, I mean, you can buy it for like $15, so you don't have to necessarily go to the movies. You can just go spend $15
For less than a movie ticket.
Get a bunch of your friends, and just watch the movie. You can
Or
get
you can
popcorn.
rent it for $5. Right click in the middle of the screen and say download as
Or
MP4.
Or YouTube. Yes, YouTube. Yes.
I mean that too, but you see, we don't condone that shit, Brandon. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
Or you just skip the movie altogether and do as a service. Just get rid of the movie completely. Don't watch that, guys.
But it
I'm
was
just saying-
funny to me.
But I'm just saying, it
Damn it.
feels like the worst kind of publicity stunt from Sony, where it's like, yeah, nah, this never really happened.
Come on now. I've read the
This
articles
is-
about that being a publicity stunt.
Yo,
I mean,
now-
I mean,
you don't
let's be real, let's be real.
you don't catch your executives.
Hold on,
saying racist stuff.
Time out.
At
the
Time
time,
out,
guys.
time out.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold
No,
up,
this is
hold up,
current
hold up.
stuff.
Hold on, let me finish.
Clinton.
Oh
Let
no.
me finish. See,
Yeah.
see, here's how it goes. I mean, it could be. It sounds like the worst kind of publicity stunt. But here's the thing. You're right, Gabe. You're right, Brandon. All the shit that's out there. Come on, bro. Really? Like, you can't be that stupid to tell me it's a publicity stunt. Considering
Yeah.
that President Obama's like, Sony, really, nigga? Are you really gonna take this movie down?
Straight up.
Also, it was pretty much saying like, oh, are we gonna let the terrorists? I mean, North Koreans win? Like, come on.
Yo, add on to the fact that I'm sorry, yo, son. We shouldn't really release black movies because black movies don't do well overseas. I'm like, what?
Yeah, like stuff like that. That part was also very helpful out of the hack, where like they talked about pretty much how they view the black movies, how they often like how they underpay some of their workers, where like they're analyzing the pay of
They were making fun
they're
of Kevin
analyzing the
Hart
pay
and
of
shit.
like men and women for the various jobs, and like women are getting underpaid and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
don't
were like,
think.
making fun of Kevin Hart and shit. Like, oh, thank Kevin Hart because everybody loves Kevin Hart. He's a funny black man.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think. Let's sacrifice $1 billion of our inventory so we can make $20 million on this movie. It just doesn't sound right.
Also the Scourge of Adam Sandler movies because they're so profitable.
Yeah.
And
Anyway, let's
Alright.
move on. But it's kind of funny we didn't hear anything from Dennis Rodman about this whole thing.
Yeah, we did. He said something about it. He said
Did he say
go watch
something?
his
Did?
movie.
What did he say? Something knowledgeable, I hope.
No. He was trying to push his movie. He said, "I'm serious. It was on Yahoo
Next.
the other day."
oh god,
Next.
all right. I'm
Oh,
gonna switch. I'm gonna switch gears. I'm not gonna plug this movie.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm
I don't
gonna
plan to
move
watch
on
the
down the list here for each and every one of you. For Game of the Year contenders. All right.
Oh man.
Okay. So Liz,
Yeah.
you first. You have
We're
the
saying
contenders?
best game of the year or worst?
Yeah, can we classify it? Is it 1 or 2 or what?
Yeah, 2 games of the year for best and worst. Liz,
Oh.
let's try with your best first. Liz.
All right. I'm going to say best and worst would be Assassin's Creed Unity.
Oh,
It's both.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
I had to go there.
Go.
Okay.
All right.
You have
So
the
it's-
floor. Go for it.
It's the best because it was really hyped up. I pre-ordered it all the way back at San Diego Comic-Con after I finished doing that stupid parkour course.
Right.
I don't know if anyone remembers that, but they had like this whole American Ninja Warrior
I
nonsense
remember.
set
I
up.
saw it. I
Did
saw
you get to keep your face?
Yes, and I also got a pre-shirt. So put that aside, all the nonsense, the delays, and then the game's released broken. I don't know, but I didn't really notice how broken it really was. Like, I played it. I'm still playing it. I think it's got a good story. And I've only had to maybe reboot my system twice.
Hey,
Twice, you know.
hey, listen, if you reboot your system less than 5 times, that's a good thing. Yo, what system do you have?
Well, I was playing, I have the PS4 version. That's the only version actually that I've got. And I haven't noticed any kind of glitches.
Come on, son. Why you have Sony PlayStation 4? That shit's terrible. They got no
Hey!
Suck it.
Hey, I bought it. I'm boycotting Xbox Live for this generation.
Yo,
Hold on, what
game
is this again?
I
I'll have
already
you
cracked
know-
shit on you for that shit.
What game is this
I'll have
again?
you know, my
Ask
PS4.
Creed, Unity.
Ass Creed. Ass Creed. I love it.
So it's not fault that my PS4 version is playable and that the other versions were not. That's not my fault at all.
I will agree with Liz. The PC
No,
version
I
is
agree with
terrible.
Yeah, PC
I agree
version
with-
was
I agree with that.
booty
That's all.
cheeks.
Yeah, that's 100% Ubi. That's 100% Ubisoft. I'm sorry. Like, yo, how do you fuck that up? Like,
Oh,
I'm
ask
sure
Ubisoft. They'll tell you.
You're
Fuck
making,
that up.
you're making
Yeah.
a game for 2 consoles and a PC, all with PC specs, and you fuck up 2 out of 3. That doesn't make you a winner. In the words of John Cena, that makes you a loser.
But at the same time, everybody knows about your game, and hopefully they'll learn a lesson and they'll stop releasing broken games. Because I can't think of one
Really?
Assassin's Creed game where I haven't had to restart my system.
From the
Well,
makers
Liz-
of the hit.
Liz,
So
Have you-
by
Liz,
Unity,
have-
I've
have you had
accepted
to-
it.
Liz, have you had to restart the system because of what? Dropping through the floor?
I actually
Like
posted it on my Facebook. I don't know if you saw
How
it.
how many times have you broke the game? Like, just
like
Mine,
did you-
twice, like
did you-
walking
did you
around.
see- did you see the ghost faces in your game
I
at all?
have not gotten any ghost faces, so I
You
think
know
that might
what's hilarious?
be a PC thing.
You know what's hilarious though? You know what's hilarious though? My friend was playing Titanfall back when it was on sale. Like, he tends to break games, and oh god, did he break the game when he first booted the shit up? How the fuck
But
did that
how
happen?
do you, as a user, break the game? Then it had to be something with the game itself.
Yeah,
like,
you find something that wasn't patched or wasn't caught during Q&A, and
Like,
you
he
just
got
happen to
stuck
stumble
in
into
a
it.
wall, like when he's doing the training course.
Well,
I'm
that's
like,
the thing. When I was doing one of the missions, I jumped down, and I got stuck between a fence and a wall, and I just couldn't maneuver, climb, or anything.
Was the character stuck in permanent free fall animation?
That's happened too.
Yeah.
oh, that's pretty dope. I'm sorry, that's the
That's
dopest
two
thing. That's the dopest
separate-
thing ever.
Yeah.
Two separate things going on there, but yes, both things
Have you done
happened.
Have you done the running man over a rope?
I had the run man plus the free fall.
Awesome.
Oh,
Oh.
amazing.
It was like it all happened at once, and then my favorite is watching the characters when they're dying in a super slow motion.
Like, that's a new game, yo, bro. That's a new game right there. I'm just saying. That's a brand new dance right there. The free fall running man. Let's go.
Free fall running.
But putting that stuff aside, maybe I'm just blind and I like the series too much. I like the game.
Bro, like,
I mean, I will
Like-
not pre-order another Assassin's Creed title.
I'll
Don't-
probably wait to get Unity until pretty much there's a like Game of the Year edition with everything on it and all the bugs fixed.
Yeah,
But
Fingers
that'll
crossed.
I don't
happen.
blame you.
I'm not
Like,
doing
that'll
I'm not
happen.
doing like straight guys. I'm 27. I'm not doing pre-orders anymore. We're too smart for this shit.
Yeah, I'm not
the only reason
pre-ordering.
I do pre-order
Not
sales, the only reason
anymore.
I do pre-order
Unless
sales
they
is 'cause,
really
like,
deserve it. Unless they really deserve it.
like
Like,
Sunset
Adam.
No,
Overdrive. I
no,
bought
I'm
Sunset
not.
I got
I'm
Sunset
trying not to
Overdrive
do that
pre-order.
shit no more, man.
I am not pre-ordering Resident Evil.
Like,
So-
no, here's the thing. I
That's
got
bullshit.
I got Sunset
Yo,
Overdrive pre-ordered.
pre-ordering only exposes us to more of this shit. Like,
I can't co-sign that because if you're going to give me a physical goods, I will pre-order you.
Yeah, but you know what, Keith? I didn't even get physical goods for Sunset Overdrive. I just got a bunch of shit that's exclusive, and Microsoft gave me a bunch of free shit. For
You didn't
free
get a hat?
free. Huh?
You can get
You
the hat.
GameStop didn't have the hats. It was Best Buy.
Fail.
Ah.
Look, listen. I'm not going to no hood nigga Best Buy. You kidding me? That's all I got. Like, niggas is rude and shit. Like, yo, nigga, what you got?
Yo,
What?
Internet?
Yo, what's up, son? You want to pre-order EA Madden?
Yo,
No,
yo.
I just want to get my
Oh,
game.
oh,
Yo,
oh,
you want to get a
oh,
PS4,
oh,
son?
oh.
anyway,
Yo,
I
tell
didn't
me
know
why I
people
walked
still
into-
went to
tell
brick
me
and
why-
mortar stores.
Yo,
Yes,
listen,
you
no.
did. Yes, you did. We talk all the time
I
about
don't go
this.
to, listen,
For
I don't go to
games?
I don't go to mom and
Yeah.
pop stores anymore.
Hell
I don't
yes.
go to mom and pop stores anymore for games because you know what? They tend to rip you off on shit.
You know
And on
what,
top of
Brandon? I will say one thing. Sorry, Clinton. Best Buy, Gamers Club. 20% off all
So
items
I mean,
in
it's $30
games.
right now. It's
Bullshit.
30 it's
No,
30
that
bucks
shit
right now.
was free. I got that shit until 2020.
I
Yeah.
fucked up. I fucked
Yeah.
up because I should have got it when it was free. It's $30 now for like 2 years. But like, I mean, that's a $67. That's a $70. That's $70 savings right there, boy.
It's 100. The club's $100.
Hey, finish everybody with their game of the year.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Clint, go.
Yo,
Game
my
of the
game
year.
of the year.
Game
my
of the
game
year.
for me,
Winner and
personally,
loser,
like
go.
my winner for game of the year, like on a personal tip,
Sunset.
I'd have to say Sunset Overdrive.
See,
My nigga, man.
Of course.
Yo, that game
Damn.
was so much fun.
Too
That,
dope.
that
Too
game is
dope.
crack. That game is crack. Like
Exactly.
Just the sheer bullshit you can do. It's kind of like I think I explained it 2 episodes ago. It's like an episode ago.
That was 2
I think you've
episodes.
explained it
That was
every
2
episode
episodes
since
ago.
you've been
That was
on,
2
man.
episodes.
Not really. Like it's like Ratchet and Clank meets Infamous
Right.
meets like what's another game? Like meets like Metal Gear Solid. Like I try to like
Metal
you know,
Gear Solid.
I didn't hear a Jet Set Radio reference in
kind of
there.
like
I don't hear
Jet Set
me-
Radio,
Jet
kinda
Set
like
Radio,
Jet
Jet
Set
Set.
Radio and Sonic the Hedgehog, the modern versions and shit like that. Like it's pretty much what you expect from Insomniac games, but also what you really want from a Sega Sonic game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
I ain't gonna front. You know, if they make a Sonic game using that engine, just take out all the weapons. Fuck, I pre-ordered that shit right there.
Really? No, you wouldn't. Don't say that. Don't say that. Not a Sonic.
no.
Nah,
We know.
you're right.
Listen,
You're right. I'm too
so
smart.
first
for
of
that.
all, Carlos would, Neff wouldn't because he hates Sega. We all know this. But
I thought Neff had that irrational hatred of Nintendo.
No,
Oh,
he hates Sega
He
equally.
hasn't. He hates Sega and Nintendo and practically almost everything else. He
Oh,
makes
man.
my hatred
See,
look like
minuscule.
it's mouse pad. We miss him.
anyways,
Oh man.
like pretty much the game that was my game of the year, a complete winner, a complete really well done game, and I'm shocked that it didn't win game of the year this year, but it's okay because you know the industry, kind of like the music industry, is fucking bullshit. Because,
You mean
know,
that those picks that were contenders for Game of the Year were all ass? Were mostly ass?
not really,
Really?
not really. I'm kidding.
I think the reference he's
See,
referring
you have to
to is
understand-
just
you have to
because you
understand- you
sell
have
a
to
million albums doesn't make you a great artist.
You mean you can
It
use
doesn't?
Or Azalea or whatever?
Wait,
Yeah.
are you
Like-
telling me? Are you telling me that Call of Duty isn't the best epitome of military service when I press F to pay respects? Are you telling me that
Lord.
pressing F to pay respects
Yo, press X to
Does-
Jason.
doesn't do service to the service of a dying friend? Is that what you're telling me?
That is exactly what I'm saying.
I'm just saying,
Good Lord.
like, yo, so the fact that, listen, I give respect to Macklemore for winning the Grammy last year because he was pretty decent. I mean, he's not Kendrick Lamar, but he's pretty decent. You know, Iggy Azalea winning any type of award for hip hop, that's bullshit. But that's besides the point. My loser, NBA Live 15.
Okay.
Enough said. We already know about that
No,
one.
good game.
Oh,
Let's
we
move
already
game.
know about that
Obviously.
one.
Moving across. Moving around.
Come on, you T.
Next guy.
We all know it's
Next
because
person.
2K pays you to
Next
say
man
that.
up.
You know, I get
Okay.
I'm
paid,
never
yo,
gonna
I
live
get
that
paid-
down.
I get
Okay.
paid.
I'm
never gonna
I'm
live
telling
that
you, right
down.
now,
Yo.
I get paid by 2K. I mean, if I had to say a second game of the year winner in terms of like if I had to really
No,
talk about
only
just
one,
fighting
everyone
games,
gets one. I'm sorry. It's over.
I'm just saying that's like
It's
if
over.
I had to.
It's over.
I mean, if
Runner
I
up,
had to-
runner up, runner up.
If I had to, it would be Killer Instinct.
Up, here we go.
It would be Killer Instinct. Right? I mean, the support this game is getting is retarded. And on
Yes.
top of that, and on top of that, like Iron Galaxy's doing a damn good job.
They're doing a kick-ass job.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks very much, Clint. Next up, Keith. You.
That's a tough one for me, but I would
Winner,
have to
loser.
say, Alien
game that's on
Isolation.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That
Y'all
game
know
was just
Smack
full of suspense, the situation, the graphics. If you played it on a it was very fantastic.
Yeah.
It is. It is definitely.
Yeah. Granted, your system can run it optimally.
I was running. Come on now, I was running
I
that
know
thing.
you can.
Yo,
I was running that game on Ultra downstairs, and now I'm playing
I
up
know
here.
You can, but
It-
not all
yeah.
my viewers.
And I mean, I started playing that game, and the fact that the AI is not scripted, the AI will
Yeah.
follow you. It
Yeah.
was relentless. It would not let up. If you went up to one of the average Joes and just tapped them or passed them, and it's just hilarious. They would say shit like, stop! I'm trying to help you," as it bludgeons you to death.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the alien itself was annoying because
Some of the AI is random AI, and that's actually pretty good for a game. If you can do random AI, I mean, you can get some real ridiculous shit out of it.
well, it wasn't just average Joe. The alien itself, they said they scripted the entire game for that thing to be relentless, to
Yeah.
follow
Yeah.
you, to
Yeah.
psych you out, and it did that. But yeah, that's my contender of the year. I mean, Shadow of Mordor was a runner-up, but no, Alien Isolation was hands down the best I played.
All right,
And Big Loser.
Big Loser, Keith.
Big Loser.
anything Sony developed, Drive Club.
I would. No, actually, no. I'm playing Drive
Wait,
Club now, and it's actually after the weather patch. It's actually a pretty decent racer. I would have to say
It ain't Forza Horizon 2. That's for damn sure.
no, but it's
And
not
it's
a.
not
It's
Ridge Racer
it's,
6.
it's not an off-road racer either. People need to understand that. It's a track racer. It's like a Need for Speed, like a Ridge Racer. It was never meant to be.
Or Forza 5.
It's not a simulation. It's not a simulation.
Whoa, it's not a simulation racer?
No, it's
Even
not.
though they exemplify all the fucking details.
It's
including
not. The
fucking
details
code.
is just how the game looked. It's not a simulation racer at all.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
What a
I would have to say my biggest letdown would be Destiny. That was nothing. They hyped that game up. Listen, Gabe. I know you're liking that game.
I agree with Keith.
I pre-ordered that game. I got the Ghost Edition. I got all the goodies, and I was expecting that game to be Halo personified, kick-ass multiplayer. I was expecting the raid to be fantastic.
The
Nothing.
multiplayer I felt is good. It's solid.
The rating is boring. I mean, there's no looking for group system in place. You have to actually go, hey, you want to play with me? Hey, you want to play with me? Hey, and then you have to worry, hey, these guys suck. Are they any good? Are we going to be here all day? Are they going to bail out?
That's what you have to do. You have to get a bunch of your friends. Like, do what my friend, like, Delilah and my friend B-Song and Eric did. Like, get your own crew and just play that shit through. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to have a quote unquote clan or guild to do something good. Now, for people who aren't very sociable or don't have that, it's not working out for them.
No, that's the thing. That's the problem.
Yeah, part of the
See, that
one of the
type of game-
problems.
That
One
type
of the
of
problems
game,
of Destiny is that pretty much like a lot of the stuff that most games do internally has to be done externally, and like when you have to take a person out of the game to play the game, you messed up.
And,
No,
and
that's
it's
what I'm
and it's
saying.
not just the game. It's just the presentation of the game. They had some big some big celebrities working on it or voicing over this game, and they were basically
Voted it
wasted.
in. Like Peter Dinklage just
I'm
gave
not even
you a
care about him. There were
boring
other
movie.
actors in that game that were subtly used.
Oh,
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
y'all
yeah,
talking
yeah.
Like
about.
They have
Michael,
music
like
license.
the guy who did he was in The Wire. Fuck, I forgot his name.
And there's also Nathan Fillion.
The black guy from the Wire, be like, shit.
No, the other guy who was the police captain.
But yeah, I mean,
McNulty?
there's tons of voice actors in that
McNulty's
game
not white,
that
Carlos.
are
You hit
underused. The game itself. Don't get me wrong. The gunplay is fantastic. The gunplay is fine, but
The gunplay is amazing, but
it's
like the
the game is
hollow. The
yeah.
game is hollow.
The game is very underwhelming. It's very underwhelming.
A lot of the aspects of the world are really interesting, but they don't tell you.
Yeah,
anything
the
that's
story
connected.
is. I mean, if you buy the game just to shoot guns and to explore, then hey, Destiny is for you. But if you're looking for an interesting storyline, challenging online gameplay, and the rating, no,
The
it's not
challenging
working out.
online gameplay, I feel, is there for the missions that they do have, as well as the multiplayer modes. But it's just that matchmaking and group making is bad.
And the
and-
PvP. I mean, these are the people who did Halo. Come on,
PvP is pretty fun for me, actually. I enjoy it.
I'm not enjoying it.
The
But yeah,
game was good for the first
Did you play
3
as all
days.
class?
That's
What
it.
classes did you play
No,
as?
like
Keith?
the thing about Destiny.
Warlock. I played a Warlock, and
I was a hunter.
yeah,
Like,
see,
think
I didn't
about
want to do the
it.
hunters.
Oh yeah,
thing about
Keith,
it- the
what's
thing
your
about Destiny,
what's your you play on what console?
PlayStation. I'll send it to you.
Three or four?
4.
4.
Fuck, we need to be friends.
Me
I'll
too.
send it to you.
Yo, I'm just saying, the thing about Destiny, I see my friends play Destiny and things like that, and they shit on Titanfall. But I'm like, yo, bro, at least with Titanfall, like, it doesn't take you out of the game with the multiplayer. Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't have a story, but at least Titanfall does it right. Like,
You don't have to go to a fucking EA website to look at the back of a card in order to understand the fucking storyline.
Hey, wait, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
Titanfall doesn't really have a
It's better. Hey,
storyline.
guys. It is better. You can get the phone app. Right, guys? That makes it better, right? Right, guys? You don't have to tell the
Sure, keep telling yourself that.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, but I'm just saying the thing about Destiny is like it take like yo, son, you gotta have your friends in order to play this game, which is like, you know what?
Yeah.
It's all good and all, but you're right, Keith, and I agree with you about the whole social interaction. Some people are not socially adept like that.
Be
And
with
then on top of that, the game
Also,
is just
like,
and the game is
being-
just boring by yourself.
It
Say
is.
that. Yeah,
Indeed, indeed.
I told you
yes.
it's only good for the first 3 days you have it.
And the thing that really bothers me is we talked about this before. So you're under the same umbrella as Blizzard. You both were under Activision. You couldn't go to Blizzard. Hey, I need some hints on how to make my game
No,
socially in depth.
No, I think honestly, like much like Final Fantasy 13, like a lot of they've probably had enormous problems in development where things got gutted massively.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it,
No
especially
doubt.
the story.
Because if several parts of this game are broken in this way, in such a very dramatic fashion, and they're even talking about a Destiny 2, like
No, they're not. They're not talking about it. It's set in stone. It's coming. That's what bothers me more than anything.
yeah, that's like
Next
so-
person list.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
You know what?
you're right,
Like
you're right.
Bwizzy said, this game is only good at only
For the
for
first 3 days.
Well, only for
Yeah.
the first 3 days. So,
Okay.
Gabe, I'm taking that shit when I'm leaving.
You're not taking my PS4.
No,
I'm
no,
taking
no,
PS4.
listen.
No, I'm taking the game. You got Shadows of Mordor.
So here's the thing.
Play a good
See,
game.
if you take your shit, I'm gonna have to come down there because I don't live too far from Gabe. I have to come down there and shank you, son.
For Destiny.
Let's go.
seriously.
Get it popping, guys.
Anyway, Shadows, you there?
Yeah. I'm still here.
Okay.
While you guys
I can
talking.
guess.
I want your
what his game of the
greatest.
year is.
I like.
I
your
know what he's
greatest
gonna
and
say.
your worst.
Let's see.
Hold on.
Let's see.
I know what his first game gonna be.
I can guess.
No,
Can I
let
guess?
him say his own game of the year.
Can I
Come on.
guess?
Nope.
Okay, put your money. What do you think it is? Put your money. Bet him up.
Fucking
Okay.
Smash Brothers, bro. Like,
Yep.
Uh,
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay, so actually.
or Bayonetta 2.
He was gonna say.
Can I finish say what the
Let
game
him say it.
is?
Let him say it.
Brothers.
Okay, the game that is gonna be my game of the year is actually a 3DS game. I think you pretty much know it. It's Persona Q: Shadows of the Labyrinth.
Wow,
Yo.
that came out of nowhere. Really?
Yeah.
Blowing up everyone.
And the reason I'm gonna be saying that is because one, I mean, this is the first game for my 3DS ever, and I mean, just the way how it just delivers. I mean, it's like how it is. It's like it's peanut butter and chocolate. It's just so good together. And I
So
know
it's a Reese's peanut butter cup.
yes, and it's so good. And when I never actually played first-person dungeon crawlers, honestly, in my life. And when I just played it, and plus, it's just a love letter to the Persona fans. The Persona 3 cast, meaning the Persona 4 cast, and the amount of content is just, it's a love letter. Signs of affection,
Man, that
signs of
sounds
love.
like that totally sounds like Persona 4 Ultimax with characters from 3 with characters of 4. I'm just saying.
Sure. I mean, definitely, I need to
Actually,
play that game.
I think it kind of delivers even more because this is full cast. Even the dead people show up.
Good point.
Yep. And just I'm still playing it right now to the point is just there's just again a lot of love, a lot of gameplay to play. Is just I love the hell out of it. I'm still playing.
Oh,
it to this
dude,
day.
have you ever played any of the Etrian Odyssey games? That's what most of those games are based on.
Yeah, this is my first 3DS game ever, so I never did play the Etrian Odyssey ever. So
You
this
should
is-
get on that. It's very, it's kind of similar. It's a little bit more harder, but you get to create your own characters. And yo, we got a godly soundtrack from Yuzo Koshiro, son.
Oh,
Wait.
okay.
Yuzo Koshiro? That's that
Yeah.
nigga.
Yes, that Yuzo Koshiro. Streets of Rage Yuzo Koshiro.
Okay.
Shenmue Yuzo
All right,
Koshiro.
next.
Wait. I still have to say my worst game, and yeah, as a runner-up title, yes, it is Smash Bros. So yeah, no surprise.
Ooh.
Worst
And
game.
my worst game, as much as I hate to say it, Watch Dogs.
I mean, as much as you hate to say it, what do you
What
mean
do
you hate to say it?
That's
I mean-
universal, son.
I mean, bro, we all hate that game.
We all
I mean-
hate that game.
Granted, it had its moments, but unfortunately, it definitely was it definitely was grindy.
I got that game
a
free
fat-
because EVGA screwed up my video card, and I still got rid of that damn game. Fuck that game.
And it's just like it's a Batman story. I mean, like once you see a revenge, it's like okay, no really good story except T-Bone. T-Bone's the only the redeeming good character. That's it. So yeah.
Ew, not even T-Bone.
What really?
Yeah.
T-Bone?
Anyways, I'm sorry. I don't
Only
wanna talk
T-Bone
about-
line like is from The Walking Dead.
I don't want to
Next.
hear. I don't want to hear anything about Watch Dogs ever again. Next.
Watch Dogs.
Next up, Bwizzy.
Keith, I'm gonna slap you.
Watch Dogs.
Was he
Yo,
there?
Power Rangers,
Yeah,
yo,
I'm here.
Powerpuff Girls, Defender of Townsville. That's a game. Bullet hell.
I got a tie, three-way tie for my number one. Shadows of Mordor for the PC Master Race and
Told you
boy.
that shit was fantastic.
Super Smash Brothers Wii U.
Really?
Yay!
By the
Thank
way,
you.
that's not a
Whoa,
fight-
whoa, whoa,
that's
wait,
not a
wait,
real
wait,
fighting
wait.
game. It's not a real fighting game.
You're
and
playing
Final
that?
Fantasy 6 for iOS.
Really?
Wow.
You doing
Really,
that?
nigga?
That's
Really,
the
nigga?
best Final
Congratulations,
Fantasy game in the
son.
series.
A port?
I'm
Final
actually
Fantasy
surprised
6
you're
is-
playing Smash on the Wii U.
I'm not. I played it at work.
I got a better question. Why
Okay,
are you
that
not
counts.
emulating Final Fantasy VI?
I like the way it looks on the iOS, how they redrew it and stuff. Final Fantasy 6 is the best one in the series to me.
Yeah,
Yo,
but
we got problems now, son. I'm sorry, son.
What? What?
I mean,
Bring
Final
it.
Fantasy
okay,
VIII,
look,
though.
look. It look. I know the iOS
Okay, yeah,
version will
Final
look
Fantasy
very
8 is
nice, but
great.
how does it
Final
feel?
Fantasy 8.
It's an iOS game. I mean,
So what?
No, you can't say that. You can't say that.
I mean, to be fair, like for me, I can't really play like iOS games because I don't like touch controls. I've never liked touch controls. But I mean, I can see why it's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. The animation looks really nice.
I only use it on my iPad, and I only use my iPad at home. So I mean, I'm not on my iPad like 24/7. As
Yo,
far as the
thank
worst
God,
game,
you'd be like one of those random hippie niggas in New York City.
yeah.
To take
exactly.
pictures
or
of your
me,
iPad.
or me on a train station.
Really?
As
Okay.
far as
Random hippie niggas in New York City.
as far as worst game, I think it was I don't know where I played it. It was Rambo.
The arcade game?
No, it was Rambo the video game.
Oh,
Oh,
the
Rambo game,
no,
yeah.
no.
Wait,
God,
Rambo? Are we talking about Rambo
why?
in like Cambodia? That Rambo?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that one.
Old
I think
Stallone
one of my
Rambo?
brothers bought it for one of my nephews, and they was pumping it up like it was good. Like, no, this is not good.
It
No,
was a real.
man.
It's a real shooter. It's
A rail shooter, yes. and a
straight trash.
And horrible quick time events.
Pretty much like the Rambo, the video game was like pretty much like First Blood, Rambo Part 2, and Rambo Part 3. Like it went through the first 3 movies.
Now I have the theme song in my head. Thank you.
And a copy and paste voicing from the movie itself. Yes.
I mean, so
Straight
does
like that.
WWE 2K14. I mean, most of it is copy paste, but we all know this. I mean,
We talk about-
NBA is NBA. The 2K series is. I wanted to go with that, but I mean, not many people play sports games.
not many. Whoa.
Oh,
Time out.
in-
I'm
in-
Didn't he
sorry.
just
on
say
this
I'm sorry.
podcast.
I'm sorry, bro.
On
Like,
this podcast.
I mean, listen. Yeah, specify that shit because
Yeah.
He
sports
loves
games
his
are
sports
the
games.
biggest money makers in video games ever.
Rip-offs.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I mean, it's a formula that works. You blame EA for that shit,
Yeah.
but I mean, it works and it works and it's legit. And I mean, at least 2K takes the formula and actually applies it as opposed to EA, where it's like, yeah, if you're gonna release a new game every year, fix something.
Change something. Yeah, change something.
Like,
yeah, but
EA is
Unfortunately,
like, oh, yeah,
some
we're gonna-
people that wasn't enough.
No, okay. First things first. Let's be real. The servers were trash for NBA 2K this year, and they're like the servers like the first few days were busted completely. But then that also adds on to the fact that they completely forgot they've never done this thing for the PC where it's like match up with the next gen. So
All
like
right.
the
yeah,
PC version
where
is
it's
matched up with the next gen.
cross-platform. Yep.
All right. Next up, next person. Elf. Let's go. Carlos.
Oh, that's
all
my
right,
person.
shit.
Then.
I thought Gabe, you did it on?
I'm going last.
Oh, straight up. All right, put the pressure on me.
Save the word for last, of course.
But okay. The thing is, I was man, I want to say best and worst. It's gonna be Smash Bros, but that's just basically my personal opinion, and that's on a perspective that has nothing to do with the game itself. So
I mean, bro.
Isn't that what this is, though?
But it's
Yeah.
all that's what I'm saying. Liz.
Okay,
It's all
okay,
first-
you know
What?
what?
What? Are you
All right.
are you being
Wait.
treated? Are you being treated badly? Are you getting owned too hard by people amiibos?
no, not really.
Hey.
It's more like, okay, this is really good. It can be better. You know it can be better. But Sakurai says, fuck you. I'm not doing anything else. I'm done. Look, I'm going to give mad props to Sakurai. He came in to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to make a fighting game that was successful for everyone and was fun for the entire family. He did not give no fucks about the competitive community. And he held his fucking ground. But that's literally meaning he is limiting his own game into being something much more and something much better just to hold his own fucking ideologies. I'm sorry. Fuck you, Sakurai.
Whoa,
don't get
time
the-
out. First things first. I'm sorry. Smash Brothers is the most successful fighting game that's not a fighting game ever. And I mean,
You
Smash Brothers
can
make money.
almost say that against those anime fighting games that come out almost every
No,
Bro,
year.
the thing is that anime fighters stray closer to a more traditional genre, to a more traditional formula where they have the life bars, they have the timeouts, and pretty much combat is much more based on literal keeping up the combos and keeping it flying.
Well,
Not even
Look,
that. Not even
look,
that. Like, if you want to talk about,
depends.
if you really
We
want to talk
all
about fighting
know.
games,
We all know Super Smash Brothers is not a fight game. It's a game where you just grab the controller, you can get some cats and have some fucking fun.
But
man.
correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it doing good in the tournament scene?
Time out. But let's be real. Like, take it from someone take it from another person who. I mean, I'm not like Nitro, who's really into the fighting game community. I'm
Yeah.
more on the level of like Getselius and shit like that. Me and him like really talk about this shit all the time. Smash Bros may not be a fighting game, but it's still successful because there's still tech.
Hell yeah.
There's still tech and shit. Like
There's a lot of inside
Oh yeah,
tech.
oh
there's
yeah,
still
oh
tech.
yeah.
Like when it comes to like fighting games, period. Like Smash Bros does not have any footsies. Like footsies is the fundamental thing about fighting games. Like whether you're spacing on the field and everything like that, it doesn't matter where the hell you are on the field in Smash Bros. You can still do shit.
Yeah.
At least with the Capcom fighting games. And in the anime fighting games, which is like most of the anime fighting games don't really have footsies. I think the only anime fighting game with footsies is Under Night and Birth. Like BlazBlue is a terribly programmed game.
Well,
Guilty
when
Gear
I mean
is-
anime game, I'm talking games. Casual fighting games on animes, not exactly air dash fighters. No, those are.
No. But hold on. Like BlazBlue is a terribly programmed game. Guilty Gear is
That's
an
true.
insanely hard game to get into. Like,
But that's
like you.
but
Because that game
not
is
on
old.
purpose.
That game is catered to the old people. Then you got Persona, which is the easiest anime fighting game to get
Yep,
into.
yep.
Then Genki Bunko Climax is a Kusoge game. That shit is terrible. Fucking
That was a
I-
Kusoge game on concept, dude. That's dead on water.
yeah,
But then
fucking.
that's every Sega game so far, except Alien Isolation.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, even Aquapaza, as good a game that is, I'm sorry. Like that anime game.
That's fucking Dojin tier, son. That's
No,
Dojin.
but you see, the thing about Aquapaza, I mean, that shit still has footsies. I mean, that game still has footsies to a degree.
Bottom line, my daughter can pick up Super Smash Brothers Wii U and have fun. That's what that game is all about, basically, having fun.
Yeah, but you know what, Sakurai? But you was funny. Nintendo and Sakurai really saw the potential after they tried to take it off of Evo.
Well,
2013.
that's a different
Yeah.
narrative because
I know what you're talking about.
Nintendo saw the potential in that after Evo 2013 and
Yeah.
wanted to encourage competition. And now competitive Smash 4 is starting to become an inkling of a thing. But again, it's a little deterrent when the director of the program just doesn't want to cooperate. He sees the competitive community as like it's a niche thing.
But
Who
you know what,
cares?
what?
Arguably,
As-
he's right. Like,
He's right, but as niche as it is, it
because
still makes
the
money.
niche. I thought the niche would be able. The niche would be. I thought they would have it. The thing
He
where
thinks
like.
it's like a fad. That's what it is. And
No, it's not a fad because the fighting game community has been in existence since Street Fighter 2. Competitive fighting games have been since Street Fighter 2.
Exactly,
So you wanna
I
sit down
agree
there,
with that.
You want to sit down there and tell Alex Valle, Alex Jabali, Keats, all these
Dude,
guys.
not even those guys.
not
Come on,
even
think
that.
about it. Think about the Japanese scene.
Mike
The Japanese
Watson's
scene.
Daigo-
The
Mike
Japanese scene's been around
Watson's Daigo-
longer than us.
You know,
Yeah,
Daigo,
exactly.
Mike Watson, all these guys. You want to sit down and tell all these guys that this shit is just a fad? Get the fuck out of here. You don't know shit.
What
Because-
the hell? What did I walk into? I just walked away for a
Exactly.
second.
What the fuck are you telling at me? Yeah, don't yell at me. Just yell at Sakurai, man. He's the one.
No. Sakurai's fucking no. He's a great game maker. He's a freaking idiot mentally. Like he's
Exactly.
a mental midget. He's a mental midget.
He's a
I'm
mental
sorry.
midget. Yeah, I'm sorry. Look. Half of his fucking game. I just got Kid Icarus Uprising. And I just realized every one of his fucking games is designed on the sheep. Half of his ideas are recycled from one game to the other one to the other one to
Like,
no
yo,
matter what the
Sakurai is
genre. Yo,
definitely a
don't be
mental midget.
lazy.
He's a mental midget that makes money. Don't get it twisted. But he's a mental midget. Regardless of the fact, it's like you want to sit down there and say the fighting game community is a fad. When it really comes down to it, when it really comes down to it, you know,
We
when it really comes
outgrow,
down
we
to it,
outgrow the original intention.
like the
They're
intention
bigger
is
than
like
you.
from Melee, this game has been making money. The Smash Brothers community has been growing since Melee, and you want to tell me that's the shit? Like
This,
he's
this
an
is why-
artist that doesn't recognize his own art, and that's the problem.
I
think-
know that
Alright.
feel.
I guess this catches us in that eternal struggle between the art the art that is made for profit and the art that is made, to express a thing. And like
Especially when that is both in one. I built this for this, but it became something way beyond my control.
Yeah, with a fighting game, that's something that's really difficult to control because like it's inherently about the competition between people, and if you don't like the way in which that competition changes, especially since Smash Brothers' inherent concept is to be, about
It's about the
smashing your toys together. That's the thing. And like if you have much more technique, it kind of fucks with that.
I guess that's why it's kind of.
But yeah.
You pretty much said that Smash Brothers is your best and your worst of the year, right?
I guess runner-up would have to go to Valiant Heart for best because I've never played an adventure game that actually pulls me in so much and give me a bunch of compelling characters. Like
I'll give you that. That was actually the first of its kind.
Valiant Heart was dope.
Valiant Heart was really dope. I've been playing like mostly indies and old games lately, so nothing of old. I'm gonna give it to Sunset Overdrive. I've never played it, but I would love to have that shit. I'm a big fan of Insomniac. I'm glad they're flourishing under their own management without fucking Sony out behind their back. And...
Oh yeah, because Sony does real good jobs with that shit.
Oh yes.
Oh man.
Sony does an amazing job. What are you talking about?
Listen,
Right.
one
Last
game.
but not least, I'm going to me. I'm going to me,
That's
guys.
a whole nother pot you stirring up right there.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, Gabe, what's your game?
Okay, pretty much my best and worst is pretty much are going to be entirely based around my recent purchases.
All right.
Pretty
Alright.
much.
It's
my-
still 2014.
My best recent purchase was pretty much Shadow of Mordor.
Yep.
Good man.
That combination it has the best parts of Batman
Yep.
and Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Agreed.
honestly, the Nemesis system
Oh yeah.
is like
yeah.
pretty much like one of the best inventions to have, because one of the best, most fun parts for me of Assassin's Creed is pretty much the assassinations.
Yep.
And now you have a continuing reason throughout the entire game to have a shifting enemies of shifting weaknesses and strengths, and a reason to kill them, and they have personalities if you deal with them in different ways.
Just wish they would stay dead.
Some of them, they only stay dead if you cut off their head. If you don't cut off their head,
Yep.
they might come back. Like I have an enemy called something the assassin, and I beat him up. And when I realized that he came back twice, I've just decided to keep him alive as long as possible. I want to see that orc become war chief. I want to see that orc become orc president one day through my help.
And then fuck that nigga up real bad.
Yes, that is my plan. I'm gonna build you up, and I'm gonna tear you down with my bare hands.
And your worst?
My worst is Destiny. God damn it.
Yeah. He's agreeing.
You got the game.
So much potential. It's a very beautifully built, hollow excuse of a world.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
It's Earth in the future. Things used to be awesome. What happened?
I'm just
Why
saying,
is there a giant ball over a city? Why haven't they blown it up?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be real. If you want to sit down there, if you want to sit down and say, if you want to call real life a game, I'm just saying, all jokes aside, you want to call real life a game, and this is a joke incoming, by the way. NYPD protest, worst game of 2014. Just saying. Turning their back to the mayor. I'm just saying, that's terrible. That's a terrible game, terrible option. You lost.
Okay,
right.
All right. Let's try and do a little fairness this time. What game or games are you looking forward to for 2015?
Well, let's not just talk about games and games. Let's talk about what are you genuinely looking forward to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What are we generally looking forward to?
Me personally, in terms of games I'm looking forward to in 2015, I'm always looking forward to a good edition of NBA 2K. Like I'm always like those are games that I play every year. I buy them every year.
That doesn't sound like looking forward to. That sounds like a delusion, son.
That sounds pretty bad.
Yo, I'm sorry, because EA doesn't have anything that I would want. Because I get paid by 2K, just saying. But
Other than Madden.
other than Madden, and even Madden this year was not that great. Like
They could come out with good Need for Speed for once, maybe.
Well,
Criterion tends to put some good Need for Speeds out. It's just that Criterion doesn't want to work on Need for Speed anymore.
Yeah, and they should. They need to get back to what they're good at doing.
Burnout.
Yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to two things. I'm
Also,
looking forward to two things myself. I'm looking forward to Grim Fandango Remastered coming out. I want to catch that because I've never really experienced it for myself. So
I want to give it a try. 2015.
And I'm so hyped for this. It's crazy. I'm hyped for Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. No, sir.
Oh,
No, not really. Not even.
yeah.
I am hyped. I'm really hyped for having Batman Arkham Knight
Ah,
because I'm addicted to
Yeah.
Rockstar style combat. That's
sure.
pretty much more about the awareness of what's around you rather than just the combos itself. And like I'm addicted to that style of combat.
Yo,
Yeah.
big
Okay.
up to Randori fighting, son.
So pretty much, I wasn't finished, but I mean, I'm also looking forward to, like, in terms of like other things. I'm kind of looking forward to Windows 10. I'm looking forward to that because I want to see what Microsoft does with it.
I thought we
Because
were
they're
talking about
promising
games.
a lot.
You ain't running 10 right now, man.
Nah, I'm not running 10 because I'm not gonna run 10 on my main computer that I use.
VMware, homie. VMware.
No,
Liz.
I'm still not gonna do that because I still use the computer for like other things that are
Yeah,
very
that's what I say.
important.
You run it in the VM.
No, I know that, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna waste my time to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Next
but
up.
also I'm looking forward to, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure starting up again.
Oh, yeah.
Dark
You know, that starts
Crusaders Part 2.
next week.
Oh, not to mention that new JoJo game.
And no, fuck
Wait,
that
what?
game.
Is it a console game?
Oh, yeah. They announced the sequel.
It's a fight. It's another
Really?
one of the Kosoge fighting games that they have. And
Naruto style.
yeah, pretty
kind
much.
of.
Yeah, and then
Huh.
also I'm looking forward to Shuriken Sensei and Ninja.
Ah.
Yo, the brand new Super Sentai series based on ninjas. Oh yeah, but also don't get me wrong, they did announce Jump J-Stars
Yes,
versus
J-Stars for
America.
the Western release, yes. And they will keep the Japanese voice intact, yes.
Oh no, they're gonna be English voices too. You can pick either or.
Wait,
Yep.
they were able to get all the licenses? Good.
Yep.
Good job on them.
Yeah,
What took them
finally
so
they were
long?
able to get the licenses on that shit because technically Funimation is between Funimation and Viz Media now. Like they're the only two that really own everything. So I think
okay,
Funimation
that's
started
easy.
buying out a lot of it. So it's like, yeah, you got to split the money between Viz and Funimation. There's a lot, but like what I'm really most looking forward to is Windows 10.
Okay.
Like, see
Yeah.
what they want to do with their games. Because Killer Instinct on PC, I'm looking forward to that shit.
Anyway,
I'll believe it when I see it.
next up, Keith,
Yo, Will.
what you looking forward to?
Me? Oh, wow. 2015, first of all, looks to be a promising year for gaming all around. But there's too many for me to say I'm looking forward to because I'll be here all day. But I will say the top contenders are Bloodborne,
Okay.
PS4. I can't wait for that game. Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
I cannot wait for that. That's pretty much it. I don't want to be here all night. But if I had to say one more, maybe Witcher 3. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
That's starting to fall off the radar.
That game that's damn near abandoned.
What?
Come on. I thought CD Projekt still alive.
They're doing good, but they're doing stuff that's it's not typical of them. Like they're introducing the new character. Oh, you can play this new character, but this is not their story. This is supposed to be the end of the Witchers, and now you're introducing a new character that may or may not
hold up.
change.
They pull a DMC4?
Wait,
Here's
hold up. I thought they'd be pulling a Metal Gear Solid too.
Oh, and Metal Gear Solid. There's the fourth. There.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You
Okay,
took
For
it.
Will.
PC. For PC.
Okay. Will, you. What's up?
Oh man, 2015's as Keith said, it's gonna be a good year. I mean, there's a lot of games. I mean, obviously,
Persona 5.
I was about to say, Navi, you had to steal it from my thunder. Yes, for my namesake, as a shadow, yes, Persona 5 is definitely one thing I want to see, definitely. Of course, and there's also, of course, Zelda Wii U coming out soon, which, can't wait for that. What else? And Uncharted 4. Holy crap, Uncharted 4 is that's gotta be the only game that's gonna make me buy a PlayStation 4. That thing is just looking beautiful. And, oh, yes, one more game that I very am excited to look forward to is Xenoblade X. That thing is looking tight.
Is that gonna? I didn't say
Yeah.
that game. I didn't say that game
Xenoblade
only because I don't
Chronicles
know if it's gonna
Yeah.
make it.
Xenoblade X.
2015.
No. If what's it called, Smash Brothers made Fire Emblem popular in America, yeah, that shit's gonna make it.
Yeah,
That shit's
Xenoblade Chronicles X looks good.
No, I mean release date. Is it still 215? I thought I saw that it got pushed to 216.
They're still windowing it at 2015. They're still windowing it.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the games I am looking for.
Yeah, because that game came out this year. I'll be taking the Wii U into my man cave. And
I'll be getting the Wii
Family-
U
yo,
if
the family
Xenoblade
wouldn't even
Chronicles
be able
comes
to
out.
realize.
All right,
yeah.
next up, Bwizzy. Anticipated games?
Metal Gear
Oh.
for PC specifically. Star Wars Battlefront for PC specifically.
Wait,
Yeah.
did they
Yeah.
make a new one? I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
new
it's
one's
not out
coming.
yet.
It's coming.
Wait,
The
a new one?
Division
Hold
for
up.
PC
Straight up,
specifically.
hold up. I'm gonna have to
Yo,
stop
yo,
that.
you're sounding like
we're
a
gonna be
condescending asshole
playing
with
together.
that.
You don't understand. You have to understand this. We're gonna be playing together. I was addicted to that game for a while.
What
Oh,
game?
Battlefront?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Battlefront used to be the shit, man.
Right.
Yoshi's Woolly World. That looks fun.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Tekken 7. That's my bread and butter right there.
I was waiting for someone to say that.
I wasn't going to mention
I'm
Tekken 7.
looking forward to
There's
that
too many
game.
fighting games coming out.
No, here's the thing. But here's the thing.
I made Keith
What's
stop
fun-
liking Tekken.
Yo,
But what's funny about Tekken? What's funny
You
about
did.
Tekken?
We had some great matches. You didn't make
I
me
know,
stop.
I
yo,
I'm
you
loving it.
getting ready for your pop idol on, man?
No, here's the thing about Tekken. But here's the thing about Tekken, though. They have an opportunity to really fix up the Tekken community because Tekken 6 and Tekken Tag 2 had a difficult learning curve.
I
You
like
didn't
that.
think so? I didn't think so. I didn't really
No,
think
a
it.
lot of people.
Not, not so
I
much
really
Tekken
enjoyed
Tag
it.
2.
A
Wait,
lot of people said that. A
yeah.
lot of people in the community said that. That it had
Okay.
a really steep learning curve.
Are
really
we talking
enjoyed
about
it.
people who are transitioning into the game or people who are new to the community itself?
People who are both, they were talking about. For
I don't
both.
know. I haven't
I
played
definitely
Tekken.
had
I haven't played Tekken in a long time. I picked up Tekken Tag 2 like it was nothing.
Like,
Yeah,
no, because
I just
remember, but
repicked-
you haven't
I
played
just
Tekken in
started
a long
playing
time. But
again.
also, did you even scratch into the surface like bounds and wall breaks
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
this stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah, we was battling each other. Me, him,
Yeah.
and Neff.
Like I mean, I played my fair share of Tekken from Tekken 3 on. I mean, Tekken 4 was a really bad fucking game.
Thank
but I
you.
played a
Tekken
lot.
Thank
was
you.
terrible.
Every time I say
come
that,
on.
somebody come and tell me Tekken 4 is fantastic. Tekken 4 was garbage.
No,
I didn't
Tekken
like
4
it.
was everything
okay.
else
I
around
did not
Tekken
like
4
it.
was good. Everything else around Tekken 4 was good. It was just the stage designs that were shit. And
Really?
it kinda killed it.
Not even that. I mean, I will admit it was as alienating as VF3 is to the rest of the virtual fighter community. but
whoa. People love VF3. Shut the fuck up.
no,
Well,
no.
let me finish my list. Let me finish my list.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Bwizzy is all
Uh,
yours.
Tom Clancy's The Division for PC.
Yes. Yeah. But
And
Is that
let
a
me
port?
stop you. Is that still going to make 215?
I'm hoping it is.
Because I'm
hoping
waiting
it
for that.
is.
Is that a port or
What
new game?
platform? What platform?
PC, of course.
Okay.
Duh.
Well, I gotta ask you.
You
got a
gotta
PlayStation
ask me.
4 as well.
You gotta ask me.
You got a PlayStation 4 as well.
That's all right, but when the game comes out across all platforms, I buy it
Okay.
for the best one, which is
Okay.
always PC.
Well,
no,
Assassin's Creed Unity
that's just
says
personal
otherwise.
opinion.
Oh no,
That's personal opinion.
that's right. No personal opinion needed. I don't have to worry about my PSN account going down when I'm playing the PC.
But you have to worry about your PC having the proper specs.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
That is not a problem.
He's
I mean,
fine.
Liz
For
got a
you,
point.
it's
Liz got
not a
point, though.
problem.
Oh yeah,
True.
that's what I'm talking about, right?
Anyway, next up, Liz.
I don't like to play with people.
Liz, what's your most looking forward to?
Well, everything's been named, so I'll keep it brief and just say Tekken and Uncharted 4.
Thank you.
Liz, question. What do you get in Tekken 4? Because it's going to come out for all consoles. I know fighting game special
PC.
will be PS3.
PS4.
PS4, I mean.
PC.
I wanted to get-
PC.
I'm
Wait,
getting it
no,
for
that's
PC.
no. Here's the thing. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that, right? It's not guaranteed to come out on PC. They're still mulling the facts, so it might not even come out on PC. So
No,
Ah,
they said it's
ah,
coming.
ah.
Nope. They said it's
Ah.
coming.
no,
It's
they're
coming
mulling
on
it.
PC,
They
bro.
said that Harada say he's mulling it still. Like,
Nope. Confirmed.
The
They confirmed it
advertisement
last
says
year.
PC.
oh, it says PC for sure.
Yes.
Positive?
Yep.
100%.
Yes.
I mean, I'm still don't get it on PC. What's wrong with
It
you?
wouldn't be the
Have
first
fun
time they
playing
was.
by yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Get it on PS4. Like, yo, get it where everybody else is getting it. Get it where you can get the most competition. Like, I have an Xbox One, and I'm still
I won't
probably
say
gonna get a PS4 for it.
Okay, Carlos.
Oh shit.
Oh, what
We're
happened?
still just on games or just practically everything? 'Cause,
Whatever
That's
you
not
want. We're saying games, but personal.
You know
Go ahead.
what? It's almost 9:30, so let's just stick to games. Wow. Well, a lot of
Son,
stuff
I
that
went
has
through
already been said. I want to say Street Fighter 5, but even I'm not sure that's going to be on 2015. And you know what? I'm not mad. The more time this shit gets developed, the more better it's going to be in the long run. Shit. The Batman Arkham Knight, that's already been told. The inevitable sequel to Hyrule Warriors. You know that shit is going to happen. You know that they have to fucking do that.
I want my Lubu DLC. That's all I want.
No, I'm
That's all
still
I
waiting
want.
for that. I'm still waiting for that. I'm pissed on that.
I'm just saying. I mean, you can't not have a Dynasty Warriors game without Lu Bu.
I don't care if you have. I don't care if you have a
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors clone set in the United States Civil War called Civil Warriors, with Abraham Lincoln shooting enemies out of his stovepipe hat. You need to have. Blue.
Actually, funny you mentioned that because one of the other games I'm looking forward to is Project Steam. Yeah, it's the 3DS game. It's made by the same people who do Fire Emblem, and it's basically comic book style version of Valkyria Chronicles. Steampunk,
Right.
where you can actually fight each other with President Lincoln
What
with a stovepipe.
Chronicles?
You're
So
gonna fight
who's
Honest
gonna be,
Abe?
so who's gonna be Silveria Bless?
I'm guessing that's gonna be Statue of Liberty. Giant Statue of Liberty with a giant freaking
dude.
laser.
Ghostbusters did it first. Remember
Oh
that.
god.
Yo, in comic books, I am waiting for Jeff Lemire on Hawkeye, so he can kick Matt Fraction off the fucking title, and he can go back and hit hipster ass back to Portland.
I thought you were going to say waiting for Spider-Verse to end.
Yo, fuck Portland. Portland's a bad.
I'm waiting
place
on
to
the
be.
last Eva movie. That's
So,
what I'm waiting on.
guys,
You're going
alright,
to keep
so-
on waiting.
Oh,
Alright.
oh,
guys-
and on Black Panther. Oh wait, Black Panther's not coming out 2015. Fuck.
No,
Okay, so guys,
Gabe, you got yours? You said yours already, right?
yeah. So pretty much okay. Last part, guys. Winners and losers in general. Liz.
Sony.
All in favor say aye.
Uh,
Nay.
No.
what? Cut
Brandon,
that nigga's
stay in
head off.
California, you weirdo.
No. The losers is the consumers, not Sony.
No, because I still choose to buy their products, so that just makes me stupid.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, Liz does make a point. I'm sorry. You see, I don't own, like, the only thing I own is like PlayStation 3s, and I didn't even buy them new. So
Oh, okay.
I'm hardly on my PlayStation.
I'm saying the consumer loses because they got knocked offline and all that other stuff, and then they still have to go through paywall to get some services, and they get nickel and dime by DLC. So the losers is the consumer.
But the consumer is choosing to purchase this stuff. I mean,
That is true.
I don't buy a
True.
lot of DLC.
Me neither.
So I'm not really affected by
You
that.
see, Brandon, here's the thing. You see, that statement is economic. Like, here's the thing. My friend Tony says all the time to me, and he keeps reminding me, and I know this, and he reminds me all the time. See, your biggest vote, your best vote, the vote that matters the most in this country is your dollar. You
Wallet.
choose-
Yep.
Is your wallet. You choose to spend what you want to invest in whatever companies you choose to invest to.
Yep.
Your vote on a machine does not matter because at the end of the day, it's the services you use that run your life. You
Mhm.
can choose to pay that shit. Let me explain to you something. I don't think out of the Sony camp or the Microsoft camp in the last how many years I've ever bought a new console from them. I've never bought a new console ever in the last 2 console generations.
In general,
the
though, I
for the
thought.
last 3.
However, Keith, Clint, I thought the main thing was that they don't make money on the consoles. They make money on the software.
Here's
They
the
sell
thing,
consoles at a
Microsoft
loss.
is- see, the
This
thing
has
about it
always,
is it depends on
this
what
has
company you
always
talk
been the
about.
thing from generation
No, it
one
depends
of
on
game
what company you
consoles.
talk
Hey,
about.
we can talk about
depends on
this
what-
offline. Let's just wrap up the show.
Yeah.
But we can still talk about this.
All right, but good point. I mean, but
Yeah.
I see what you're saying about the consumers being the losers, but they choose to be losers. I mean, that's the point. But
That is true.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Well,
Navigator.
Liz speaks up for the customers. I'm a
Okay.
loser.
All right, Navigator.
Yes.
Winners and losers.
biggest,
What you got?
yo, for me, Apple is one of the biggest losers this year.
Ah.
Just fucking up gloriously.
We
over
gonna
the
talk
summer.
about this offline too, man.
Yeah.
Just fucking
But
up gloriously over the summer.
it's not it's not a biggest impact as Sony because Apple are always losers. This is not news.
But here's
Ain't
the
you
thing.
on the Mac right now?
No.
He's on my
Oh, you-
computer actually. In my
Oh, really? You ain't on
Think
the
of
Mac
all
no
the
more.
dumb Apple hipsters who keep on purchasing this stuff now realizing that they're losing. Because it's a brand. It's like, oh, I've got the newest iPhone,
Yeah,
even though
I
it's
agree.
bending.
It's kind of
They
like
don't
saying,
care
yo, I
about
got the.
that.
It's saying,
What are you
it's kinda
talking
like
about,
waiting-
guys? iCloud is totally secure. Totally
No,
secure.
but you know what? It's kind of like waiting in line for
None of it even
Jordans.
sucks.
The thing it's kind of like waiting in line for Jordans that are gonna bust up in like 2 months. Like spending $150 on Jordans that are gonna fuck up in 2 months.
We'll definitely have to talk about this Jordan stuff offline. I was almost about to cuss in front of my daughter.
Oh
I
my
was gonna get
God.
Mark, we need to get Mark Man. Somebody got
Yo.
contact for Mark Man. We need to get him in this conversation as well. He loves his sneakers.
Yeah, I'm just
Yo.
saying, but like, you know, it's not like okay, Markman has a collection of sneakers. It's not like he wears this shit every day, and that's
Why
different.
are we talking about sneakers? Come on.
But anyways, it's kind of like Apple between. It's for me. It's between definitely Apple and Sony with a little bit of Ubisoft drizzle in the middle.
Well, that sounds like a very fine omelet.
Yeah, a loser, a loser omelet a la mode or whatever.
Shadow Haxer, what's your winners and losers?
Honestly, I can't really put a finger on that one, so I'll say pass.
All right.
Okay.
Shadows, winners and losers. You go anywhere.
Uh,
Anime too.
really? Let's see.
Oh, if you're saying anime too, Sailor Moon Crystal, I'm gonna leave it at that.
There
Oh
we
my
go.
God.
Why you
God.
gotta do that?
Oh,
Why you gotta
down,
go with
down.
fighting words?
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Why you took this long to say it, man? We're almost out of time.
Okay.
That's a podcast by itself.
Okay. Let me go and say my things. The biggest loser is definitely Ubisoft. I mean, yeah, with Unity, the whole Nightmare Fuel, yeah, and with Watch Dogs, it's just, forget about it, Ubisoft. Improve it, work on your shit. And of course, the king is always Nintendo. I mean, the only thing I just gotta say to them right now is, get me my freaking Villager amiibo. I need them, damn it.
That's
You
not them being losers. Them being
Man.
the winner. They own you now, Will.
Did you already order that from somewhere?
No. I regret not buying them when I was waiting out in line.
And Keith,
Good
do
luck.
you still have the connect with the GameCube adapter?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I never ordered one. I had a
Who
link for
knows
people to
about it?
order one, but I never ordered one.
I
so
Oh,
much for that.
that was me and Will. We got
Yep,
the
yep,
GameCube
yep, yep.
adapter.
Yep.
Okay. Wait. Who didn't I talk to?
Me.
Bwizzy
Okay.
and you.
Bwizzy. Winners
wanna
and
hear
losers.
this.
Biggest winners, biggest losers, they're one and the same, the consumer. Biggest winners because we got so much content to choose from.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just sitting here on a podcast with y'all. I just spent $150 on PSN on 10 games. I wouldn't
Yeah, what
normally
did you
been
buy?
able to do that.
That's not
I
true.
got a bunch of RPG games. I got that Metal Gear Ground Zero for $6.
I can do that on Steam right
I
Wow.
was
now.
not gonna pay that $40 for that.
Yo,
for
why
that
didn't you pick it
shit.
up on Steam?
Well, I mean,
Damn it.
I have my reasons. We'll
We'll
talk
have to
about
talk about that
My man
offline.
got no explanation. He had to come up with some shit. He's like,
Pass.
and consumers the biggest losers because of the Sony hacking and whatever we were talking about with the Apple hack earlier and
So pretty much blame us for all
Hey,
their
well,
bullshit.
what do you know?
Okay?
PS4 is back online intermittently, at least.
yeah. Oh, you know what? PSN for the PS3 didn't go down.
No,
that long.
it did go down.
It did.
go down
It
back
did.
up.
No, I
Yeah,
said that
before.
long.
It's been
I
it's
said
been back
that
up
long.
for longer than PS4 has.
I was able to get on it on Christmas, but that's all I got.
All right.
I guess-
What about
that's
the
it.
Elf or Zslash? Yeah.
Elf, what's your winners and losers? for this year?
Damn. I think it's easier to just identify the losers. Anime, Asam Crystal, comic books, Hawkeye, that's a loser. Video games, that's on Ubi, Sega, maybe EA for drawing controversy to a good game that's actually being released.
Yeah, but you know what?
Wait, which game are we talking about?
No, we're talking
Mir-
about Mirror's Edge. and
Mirror's Edge 2.
That was
and
proved to be
then-
Okay.
bullshit. That was actually proved to be bullshit.
Yeah, apparently it
Oh,
was.
that-
I mean,
that-
not Sony.
Oh, yo,
yeah.
GameStop creating that publicity about that God tier Smash player.
Uh,
Nah, that was smart because it got attention on Smash Brothers. I'm sorry, I got to give them credit for that one.
All right. We're gonna do that. Oh, and Marvel for being total cunts by taking away all of the licenses from the developers in order to make crappy iOS games.
I don't
Which
blame
that
Marvel.
likely
I blame
might
Disney.
I
not have
don't
been
blame
in their
Disney. I
hands
don't
because
blame
they're owned by
Disney for that 100%. I don't
Yeah,
blame Disney for that
yeah.
at all. That was smart on Disney. I mean, to pay like Capcom and Activision, all these other companies to develop your games when you have the capability of developing your own games.
But you don't
Disney
have
has the capability to develop their own game. Says who?
Says who?
They have nothing. They got rid of their only development company.
Didn't they absorb LucasArts though?
No,
That's what I'm
Lucas
saying.
art got gone. It's gone.
Yeah,
No.
got
It doesn't
absorbed
exist
by-
anymore.
Didn't it?
no, they didn't got absorbed. They got dissolved.
Oh, okay.
Most of the
They got rid
LucasArts
of-
people
the
went
team-
to
the team
Team has
Double
been
Fine.
scattered to the 4 winds. It's gone.
And they got
But
rid
again,
of
like I said,
BlackRock
like I
as
was
well.
like, you know, like why pay Capcom to make only one set of games? Like they
When
haven't made
has
like.
Disney made a good game ever?
Uh,
I mean, Split Zero was pretty. I mean, Split Second was pretty good.
Split Second was good.
Yeah, but that was like
That's
the-
Pure
one
was-
game out of how
that was
many
one
years they
game
been
out of a
around?
million.
That's
yeah.
the thing. That's the thing.
Well, arguably Infinity.
Disney
But
Infinity's dope. Like it's pretty dope.
I
It
can't
is.
get
It is
down
fun.
with that.
It
This
is fun.
Minecraft. This
that's
is
why
like
that's
Minecraft.
why I said arguably.
But it-
How is
yeah,
like
it's-
Minecraft?
it's their
I don't
license,
see how-
but they're not
let's talk
development,
about
so
that
yeah.
right now. Well, I don't see how it's like Minecraft.
Because you can get your own characters and build your whole world. That's the only thing. That's the only similarity I can parallel I can come up with right now.
What?
That you can get all the characters and build your own world to do stuff in.
Well, that's with the toy. Well, you talking about Infinity versus Minecraft?
No, I'm talking about this. They're similar like that.
Well, you don't have to.
We'll talk about that
But
later.
yeah,
And I think straight up the best in 2014, Nintendo.
Thank you.
Because frankly, they have everything against them. By all
Yep.
logic, they should have lost.
Yep,
And
you're
they're
right.
still here, even more successful. And yet, we
I
hear
mean,
this
were
like
they
almost
ever
every year.
not successful? That's the question. I mean,
I
Nintendo
think-
rolls in money. Like they have a fucking pool of money in Washington State.
they're never
Like,
they're never not successful. It's just they make
It's
some
just-
dumb decisions, but they
It's
have
just
the
this
money.
very ebb and flow of, we're almost bankrupt, and then all of a sudden we're making
no,
tons
they
of
were
cash.
never almost.
They're
bankrupt.
never, yeah, they're
They were
never.
never almost bankrupt. You're
They've
thinking
like
they're
3DS
fine.
and the Wii, regular Wii, printed them money for like
Yeah.
years.
It's
you
just,
have
it
to
just
understand. You have to understand something about Nintendo. I mean, keep this in mind. Nintendo owns a Major League Baseball team. They own several IPs that they're running, like the 3DS and the Wii print money. The Wii U is starting to print money. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
But they're their
Dude.
biggest enemy. They're their own biggest enemy because they outproduce their third parties.
Not to mention they still
but
rely
because you
on
know what?
one
Also,
person
in the
for
same
creative
respect,
output.
in the same respect, third parties don't really want to work with them because they don't have the architecture that like the new consoles have, and they want to put.
Right.
They always
Doesn't
want
mean the more PC-ish. Yeah.
yeah,
Not to
they
mention,
don't.
not to mention they don't have the same level of quality control. They just want to push the content. They
It
don't.
don't
actually
matter.
wanna-
They've been outproducing the third parties since the GameCube.
Yeah, they don't. It doesn't make a difference. They
Not even
they
just the
can.
GameCube,
They,
the Super
they've
Nintendo
proven
would
they
agree.
can
That's the
survive
NES.
without
Yeah,
third
I
party.
agree with that too. Super Nintendo, yeah.
Like the Super Nintendo had a lot of good first party games. And I mean
Right.
really good first party games. Or at least first party licensed games. That's the beauty about Nintendo. Nintendo knew how to do the first party licensed game. For example, like Mario RPG was a really good game.
Oh,
I
yeah.
still play
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It's still good. It's still
Everybody
still
still
play
plays that game.
Classic.
Nintendo is going back to that with Nintendo's been technically Nintendo's been doing that with like
Check
they
this
had deals
out.
with Namco.
Okay,
and
we'll
PlayStation
check.
years.
We'll
Check-
check
check
this out.
this
Check
out.
this out. Bwizzy, you go first.
When the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One came out, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get one of them, whatever. But the Wii U had the best game coming out of all them systems for like the first year.
No,
It was
not even
that-
just the
that
first
Super
year, not even
Mario
the first year.
game.
They still quality now. Up to now, every quality game, no game on the Wii U first party has ever been rated below 80 on Metacritic.
Yep.
Although you have to argue on that, like if that was actually based on that quality or
We'll,
if they
we'll,
got bought out.
we'll argue that after
We'll
the
argue
show.
you that after.
No,
Well,
you're sitting down there. Now you're sitting down there saying, but I'm sorry, like yo, every game company out there, even the OuterHaven, who's reviewed a bunch of Nintendo games, is not giving that shit lower than a 7.
Yo, let me go review one
that
right
was
now.
me.
I'm gonna give it a 0.
Hey.
What game?
Any game, I don't care. Just
You know, like
Yeah,
rated
yeah.
rated a Nintendo game.
Wait,
It's not rated a Nintendo
wait.
game underneath a 7.
Hold up, I made an assumption. Mighty Gunvolt for the 3DS.
Oh.
I gave that shit a 4.
yep,
Damn.
he did. He did.
So the
Was that
Outer
a-
Haven is not
question,
bought out.
question, was that a
I'm not
first
getting my
party
check
game?
in the mail. What am I
No,
doing
no,
wrong?
Question,
No.
was that a first party game?
No, it wasn't.
Exactly. I said first party game. Shut up, Carlos.
Oh, you said any Nintendo game has never
I said
been rated.
Nintendo first party games.
Yeah, but again, even though we'll talk about it off air,
We'll
that's
talk about
Nintendo's
it. I
magic.
think-
They have never made, technically never made a bad first party game.
I
Never.
think it's going to be very interesting going 2015 and beyond because now they're relying less and less on Miyamoto's and Ojima's ramblings.
Now,
So
let me ask you real quick, Clinton. Does other M count as a first
Other
party?
M, like,
Do not
remember,
speak of
Other
that
M
trash.
came out years ago.
Do
It
not.
doesn't matter. I'm
talking
just
about the
asking.
Wii
It's,
U.
No.
you said Nintendo game, man.
I'm talking about the Wii U.
Anyway, I
And
guess
technically-
last one is
and
me.
technically, Other M was Ninja Theory. That's the same thing as Capcom outsourcing. It's outsourcing Devil May Cry.
And do not
So it's
even
still a
speak of
third
it.
party game. It's still a third party game in principle.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. All right. do
All
not
right.
speak of
In
it.
closing,
And
So, yeah.
Zslash, you, Gabe, go.
Biggest winners and losers.
Yep. Quick.
We just have a series of losers. 27 fronts. So many
Yep.
fronts. Infinite fronts. I'd say arguably the entirety of the field of gaming journalism.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got murked
yeah,
bad.
they got burnt.
All right.
You started a civil war, and all because you guys don't communicate your shit. I'm sorry, man. That's Right.
I agree with that.
That sounds like what's happening in New York City right now. Communication is at a fucking minimum.
Communication.
Yes, straight
All
up.
right.
Communication was a big
communication
loser.
in different worldviews. This is
And I got mine. I'm back. And I even though I can't say the McLaren P1 because I love that car, I would say the biggest winners PC gaming side of things, because PC has proven once again they're not dead, and they're getting tons of
Actually, they've been revived.
and they're
Revived.
getting
the blessings of the light of gaming.
and they're getting
my
games
God.
that would never have hit the platform. And to the point we're getting a shit ton of fighting games.
Yeah.
So that
'Cause it's not
biggest
the people-
loser, I would say the United States judicial system.
Uh-huh.
We talking
that.
about? We don't torture people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real though. Like
No
in tech,
comment.
they got another big winner. I mean, one of the bigger winners in tech in terms of like this year, and it kind of like they're kind of towing the line on loser right now is just the WWE network as a whole, just by like just literally pushing the envelope with like web distribution of television programming and shit like that.
Correct.
Like they like media like praised them in February when they announced that shit, and it was like, yo, this could change the game in terms
But you
of
also
like,
mentioned that they were going into losers.
because they're not hitting targets, and that they're not hitting targets in terms of like where they want to be. Like
Somebody
they're
got
still
shot.
pretty good. They're still making a profit, but they're still making a profit because they're still hitting revised margins. But the initial margin, they weren't on pace to hit 1 million people to subscribe to the WWE Network worldwide. They were not on pace.
And I
Okay.
guess
So,
are all forsaken, be without, and that shit. Let's go.
Yo,
so
teach
this
me how to
will
tell
be
you.
this will
All
be
right.
the last OuterHaven podcast of 2014.
Yep,
we're not
yep,
gonna have
yep,
we're not gonna have a live New Year's Eve podcast.
yep.
I'm gonna prove you all
no,
wrong.
no,
I'm gonna come on by myself and talk shit just for the hell of it.
No, if we did-
Yeah,
if we did-
I
if
think
we
me
had
and
a
Keita be
live-
the only ones there because we the only ones that can't go out.
I'm
Here's
on
the
call.
thing,
Fuck.
if we did a live New Year's podcast, most of us would be drunk.
Yeah, well, I don't drink.
Probably.
We'd say more
than
things.
usual.
We'd say more things we regret than we already do.
Yeah, I don't regret nothing.
I don't regret nothing either.
I possibly forget most of the things, so yeah.
Like I'm just saying, like
Yeah,
yo,
same.
the
Happy
next big-
holidays,
the next big
everybody.
plan is we're probably gonna do a giant OuterHaven podcast number 60, and it's funny because we're at number 60. We're in the AARP territory.
Whoa, hey,
Episode number 60. Our plan was to let everybody know that we're gonna be doing it live from a certain person's location.
Maybe.
Excuse me?
Maybe.
Maybe that's the plan.
Not in my house. Not again, guys. Not after the last time.
No, we're not. We're
My
not
cat is
going to New York.
traumatized.
But we'll discuss the details of that offline, and just stay tuned to the site for more information on it.
Hell, we
Indeed.
might do it live.
Indeed.
All
All
right,
right,
so
Zslash, take
we're-
it out. Take us out.
We're good and wrapped up here.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is Zslash from OuterHaven.net. Catch you guys later on our website, our Twitter, our forums, our Facebook page.
Wait, forums? We have those?
Wait, we
We
have
used to have them. We took them down.
Oh, okay, no forums. In the comment spaces and in the inner recesses of our mind. This is Zslash signing off.
Bye,
Have a great
bye.
Have a happy New Year.
Bye,
Keep in mind, all of our Twitter information will be in the
Harambe!
post.
Harambe! Have a happy Kwanzaa for whoever
Happy
celebrates
holidays.
that shit.
Bye, bye.